Welcome to another 7's Wild Down South Boys talking toys every other Wednesday night on 3-Star Draws channel. I am Pop Blender, and obviously here with me is my cousin,
Down South 77.
Mr. 3-Star Draw himself. Yeah, I killed
That's
that
three
one.
straws. I got
Three
three
stars and you're
straws.
out.
Three straws, one for each of you.
Who got the short straw this week?
I know somebody that got it tonight.
Yes, boy, you want to talk about coming in hot, folks. You know, this happens to everybody, and it's happened to me on more than a few occasions. It's happened to Matthew with his camera. It happened to me as well. It's like one of those things where I think
Batteries dying on mice.
battery's dying, or you can't get your mic hooked up, or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. And yep. And so for me, my headphone connector that connects my 1/8 inch into a 1/4 inch that runs into the thing that it runs this thing right here. Anyway, it crapped out. And so I made a mad dash to a place called Electronic Express, and they have downsized considerably now because everybody buys online. And then they didn't have it. So then I went to Walmart, which you would think Walmart's going to have it, right? Nope. And so on my way back, thinking I'm going to have to do this show from my phone, I guess, I had a bright idea to go by a Walgreens, of all places. And guess who came through? Walgreens came through. And I came running in the door at about 8:04. And here we are. Holy crap, man.
He called me up, and I'm like, he's calling. This ain't good. He's going to be, he ain't going to
And
be
I
able to
text
find
you
this damn
before.
part.
Yeah, I didn't want to. I was in such a state. I really didn't want to be on the phone because I was just sitting there talking to myself as I'm literally the fastest person in Walmart, which is not hard to do, by the way. And so yeah, so anyway, here we are, and luckily I actually got it plugged in and it's working fine. But yeah, about an hour before, about 7 o'clock our time, I went to change my stuff around for the stream, and it just would not give me any sound. So I was like, that's not gonna work.
And we don't usually get here
Whew.
like backstage till like 10 minutes before, maybe
Yeah, about
15.
10 minutes before.
So
Yeah.
like, ooh,
I mean,
all right, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
holy crap, man. And I've noticed already the chat just rolling right along, as
Yeah,
this is going.
I got some stuff starred. We're gonna go ahead and say what's up to them. And
Yeah,
then we'll
let's do
do
that.
a little we got a couple things to talk about here with the chat here. But so we got Same Time Toys is here. Shane, what is going on, man? Just a band of vipers playing a tune.
Yes.
Daredevil Dave in the house. Crusty old crow. Hey, listening and driving. Keep me entertained, Tennessee. Well,
We'll try.
If it's us, we're probably going to, at least for a
We'll
little
try.
while.
Absolutely.
So, Son of a Crayon Slayer's here. Hey, now. Let's see. Woody Triple Deuce. You meant twerking. I did not see what that was a response to, but that was the second thing he said. All right. So maybe he was talking about Crow driving.
I'm like, what?
Lunchbox Killer is here. What's going on, man? Let's see. Ronnie Trick Shot. The Aussies are up in here. You can start the show now. Yep. And I did actually respond. I was like, glad there's Aussie representation. That might come up later. So actually, I know it's going to. So Menjoza is here. What's going on, Menjoza? Can y'all hear Pretzel?
Oh, yeah.
Barking. Damn it.
That's okay. All right. I mean, what are you going to do?
Nothing other than close his blinds, and then he's going to come in here.
It's all right. It's all right.
Joe Fan is here. What's going on, Joe Fan? He won't bark long, just as soon as the neighbor gets down the driveway.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Long driveway.
I kind of. I mean, I'm wearing a band shirt, so and the hat I'm going to get to in just a minute. So, J bunch of hooligans and reprobates in here. A bunch of drunken reprobates.
Yep.
Let's see. Trying to go through, see who all else is here. Derek Holloman is here. What's going on, Derek? Ronnie, play the sound effects. I might. I haven't added any more, so I've just got the couple that I had last time. So Shark Eyes is here from Shark Eyes Toy View. What's going on? Have you gotten any new figures this week?
Man, I'm waiting Friday for me. Friday for me actually is when they're yeah, well, probably not considering the snow and all that. Yeah, it's but I got an update on Saw Viper.
Well,
yeah, and
we're gonna talk about that.
Lot. Yeah, so
good. Derek Holloman. I don't remember if I said hi to Derek, but if I didn't, hi Derek. Sean Jones in the house. What's good? A Punk with Toys. What is going on, Lawrence? How you doing tonight, my man? And let's see. Trying to unstar stuff I got starred. It's moving too fast for me. Bobby Wald in the house.
Fingers. The Cold Slither episode. Anytime I think about the Cold Slither episode, I think about that interview where Lenny, where he talked about having never seen Ripper's eyes, but this episode actually does show his eyes. Interesting.
I actually meant to have that queued up. I was actually going to pull some video from it, and I just forgot.
I have it queued right here.
Okay.
I've got it queued on YouTube. Just maybe the beginning, at least of them playing. Anyway, you don't know a copyright how that stuff works, man. You play 4, 5, 6 seconds, and then
we're gonna learn today.
Yeah, right.
So Sabir Del Norte, what's going on, Sabir? How you doing, my man? Sabir is very active in my comments on my videos. I always like when Sabir leaves a comment. He's always got some good stuff to say. So Shark Eyes, Retro Black Panther Marvel Legend. I saw all the Marvel Legends.
Oh, and did you see where they're recasting T'Challa? Which is what they should. Yeah, no, not again. They should have done this instead of killing him off. Well, after Chadwick Boseman died. Yeah, they should have done that, but they're recasting the role actually, and that's actually a good idea because they can continue on making shows or movies or whatever. Once they kind of killed him off, that's it, right? So
yeah.
But anyway, not to go too far down that rabbit hole, but I saw that actually last night.
That's good. I mean that gives their hope for that franchise because you need the character, man, in that franchise. Yeah.
If
they want that franchise to succeed, it needs that character.
And do you think Chadwick Boseman would be the kind of person? I mean, if you actually read and seen about him and the way he handled, everything towards the end and filming all those scenes and stuff, being sick, do you think that he would be like, no one can ever carry on this character after my set? No.
Last person in the world.
Come on,
say that. So yeah, so that's good to hear. But Shark Eyes talking about the Marvel Legends. I went down and visited Yojo Depot today. I was down in that area and looking around. I was that close to getting that new Moon Knight figure because he had it. That's the only place I've ever seen it.
It looks cool.
I did. Well, I'll pick it up eventually, but I'm holding on to my last bit of store credit down there.
Okay.
Really want to put it toward that flag that he's got, but it's not going to go very far toward that
man.
Flag.
I mean, and that's it. Like in reality, could you even, you just know where to put it. You know what I mean?
Not in
like
here.
and it's you're not collecting the O-rings. You're not, I just don't know what you do with it. Would it be cool? Yes, it would. It's them childhood dreams, right? We're not all lucky to be a punk, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? Like it's just I think a lot of people that's one of those things where it's like, yeah, of course I want to get this and this and this and hell yeah, and then all of a sudden you know you turn around and it's like, well, shit, I don't know where I'm gonna put any of this, you know, or I don't know if I
Yeah.
could get something that big and put it on the shelf. It won't fit, you know, and that's one of those things that definitely requires consideration.
That would definitely be something for the living room. I think so. Crow says 100% way to go with Chala.
Yeah,
T'Challa, they're blending Shuri into disaster. Yeah, one of respecting Bozeman.
trying to
It was
turn
a hard
her.
choice.
Yeah, they were trying to turn her into the next Black Panther, and nobody's buying that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
No.
sorry, they're just not. Um,
Punk's got a good comment. Craven.
man,
Oh yeah. Oh, I want to see that, but there's no way I'm going to pay to see it. So we'll see when it hits. So yeah. So you got that one. He's got them all down there. He's got the whole that whole series down there. I've seen
West
all
Coast
of them.
Avengers.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I've seen all of those in person. That Strange Tales, except for Moon Knight. I've seen them all in a Walmart. Believe it or not, they can get
but
those. They can't get
what?
Joe's. Yeah. So oh well. So
Tell you what,
all right. So
Walmart didn't have. They didn't have a eighth inch to quarter-inch connector tonight. That's what they didn't
yeah.
have.
So did you throw an extra log on that fire back there? Because it is colder than
Fire.
a well digger's ass down here.
Yeah, I did throw an extra 2 or 3 logs on this fire. I only wish that it actually produced heat. Although the mind is a weird thing, okay? Because there are times when I've been streaming where, where I felt like there was heat coming from this until I realized it was my Xbox Series X blowing off a whole bunch of heat for running this thing.
That's
I'm not
great.
kidding because it's under the it's a piece of furniture, it's a TV stand, and it's got different sections, right? You could put your receiver here and your PlayStation here and your whatever. And so like this thing, this Xbox, it sometimes, depending on the game, will put out some heat. And there's been times where I've like, man, this thing is I'm feeling the heat, but that
Working.
fireplace, and it's actually the Xbox, but it's very warm. But yeah, I threw an extra log. You're right. It's pretty damn cold, and
It's
for
thanks.
Tennessee, I don't know what
Yeah,
it's like everywhere
17
else.
tonight or something.
Yeah,
So
16,
uh
17, somewhere in there.
who else in here is in the South? Menjoza is let's see. Trying to see if there's anybody else in here that I know
I mean, I
is.
know a lot of people probably laugh at our 16 degrees. They'll, you know, kind
I
of,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever,
So
right?
I
And I
just
get that. I do.
so well, yes. Yes, Dave. You definitely count. I don't think you're gonna get what we're talking about though. I was gonna talk about the massive snow system that's about to come through here on
Joe fans
Friday.
in Northwest Alabama.
Yeah. So
Um,
I
yeah,
knew
we
he was down there. Maybe I had him and Menjoza mixed up.
damn Derek
I think the
Hallman.
joke.
Nah, I
Uh
can't. None of that. I don't want
yeah.
any of that shit. I want
So
none of that.
Woody, I'm laughing, was 9 degrees
I don't
today.
want any of that shit
Yeah.
either.
So we ain't used to it. So it's not it's cold for us, but we've got a system coming through, and Woody will laugh at this too, probably. So will Crow, I know, and Punk as well. We got a giant system coming through on tomorrow night into Friday
Yeah,
that's supposed to bring. It started out as 1 inch plus, then it
yeah,
went to 1 to 3, then it
yeah,
went 3 to 5. Now it's 4 to 7 plus. And the way that the system is coming in for us is we've got the cold air. So the moisture, which is probably Dave has probably been getting some of that, is coming up and meeting that cold air. And usually we're on the line where we don't get that much. For us,
Right.
it's usually worse a little bit north. This time it is all coming from the southwest and meeting the cold north air. So it is all going to hit right in the middle
Right.
of where we're at, is where like the most snow is supposed to come in, and everybody is just freaking out. They've already closed a bunch of schools on
Oh,
Friday.
good. Try going to a grocery store right
I got to
now.
go tomorrow.
Well, good
Yeah,
luck, because I'm gonna
yeah,
tell you today there wasn't a parking space to be had. You
yeah.
literally had to park at the very back. And before I get to a comment from Lunchbox, real quick, quit line. Just quit line. All right, just quit your line right here. We see it all. We know, punk. Yeah, it doesn't snow there at all. No, I look, that kind of snow I think I'd be kind of cool with. Like it's not that it's ice, it's just you're used to it. Yeah, if you get a foot or whatever it is, that would be fun to me. Now I don't know it's
Yeah.
fun to y'all, and I don't know what it's like to live in places where, by law, you're required to get out and shovel the snow in front of your
Yeah.
business or whatever, right? I wouldn't want to experience that, or your house, whatever. But on the flip side of that, let's not forget, at the very least, too, and I wanted to find it right here in South California, with Lunchbox Killa, is that in California, they are dealing with the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen the video of the fires that are going on there in Pacific Palisades, and close to, really close to LA, I mean, that stuff is no joke. And so, honestly, like, I hope that those folks get some relief. They've had 99-mile-an-hour wind gusts up there, or
Yeah,
over
it's
there.
crazy.
You can't fight a fire like that. There's just no way. And so, as much as I joke about California or whatever, you watch some of my streams and stuff, and Hollywood and all that's no joke. So I just want to take a second just to say, like, hopefully Lunchbox, you're in South California, you're nowhere near that. But yeah, man, that shit is crazy, dude. I've been watching videos today, and that stuff looks horrific.
Yeah,
So
I watched some of them this morning while I was getting ready for work, and then
yeah.
this afternoon come home and was looking at some of them, and it's crazy, man. Anybody out there,
I mean,
hope
I would love
everybody's
for them to
safe.
get 7 to 8 inches of snow right now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, that would be
that,
great. But
it
to
would be
get
perfect.
from that to where we're at, yes, it's gonna get wacky around here because we don't have that kind of, we
Yeah,
don't deal with
we
that.
don't
But
get
once
that,
every now and then with the snow, and it's
and
gonna get a little
we
weird.
we got a big snow last year. Martin Luther King
We
Day
did,
was 2 weeks from now
yeah,
last year, and we got actually a little bit less than what they're forecasting for Friday, and it shut
yes.
everything down for a week. I was
Oh
off for
yeah,
a
it was a
week.
week for sure.
And so anyway, so that's crazy. I was thinking Friday, if we're trapped, I think we should do a live sometime during the day Friday if we can fit it in.
Yeah, I mean, I've got. I mean, I'm gonna have to figure out, because there's a Punk's Pit Friday night for those that are members. If you get a chance to do a Punk's Pit, at least I think there's going to be a Punk's Pit, although we don't really
Maybe.
know for sure.
We never know anymore.
He might just decide to change it to a Thursday at 1 a.m. We're not real sure about that yet. But if there is a Punk's Pit, I usually stream every Friday night. I was considering maybe changing mine to Friday
Oh well,
afternoon,
okay.
maybe.
Never mind.
Just to work around that. And yeah, Punk. All my exes said they want 7 to 8 inches, also. So you know, I
It
never
had to
mind.
snow
I'm not
three
even gonna
times.
tell the joke. I'm not even gonna tell the joke.
It
You
had
all
to
know the
snow three
joke.
separate times. That's correct.
uh,
Uh,
but uh,
well,
but
let me
yeah.
know.
So,
It'd be
but
funny.
anybody that's a member on Punk's channel, if you're a member on Punk's channel, I know that they're changing it up a little bit. Anybody can watch the stream. But as Matthew told me yesterday, there is kind of, I say, not invite only, but just inquire if you want to go on and go on camera because a lot of people don't really want to do that. Or maybe they have reservations or about that or whatever. And not saying that you even have to, but it's a really good time. It's fun hanging out
Yeah.
with Punk and just, other people and, just BSing about girls or cars or jobs or just whatever. It doesn't have to be toys, though eventually that's what it turns into. But
Oh,
but nonetheless, it's like it's just cool hanging out with the people that you see every week, all the
yeah.
time. So a
It's
little different.
good time. So
Yeah.
yeah, well, if you decide to do yours early, let us know. I just thought that'd be fun
Yeah,
if
I'll put
we're
it
both
out there.
here. So, no, so look for something for one or
Something.
both of us on Friday.
Right.
Um, if we get snow,
I may
Ronnie
walk
wants,
around in the snow, bring my
yeah,
phone and do a live and just walk around out in the yard or whatever. Hell, I may just go driving around like a madman. I love driving in the snow. I ain't gonna lie.
I
I
thought it'd be
do.
funny just to set up another camera and connect with my laptop and just have another
Mm,
camera looking out the window.
that's true. You could do that
Just
too. Yeah.
something like that. Just so Ronnie wants to know, are the Waffle Houses still open?
You
And
already know.
then Joe Fan actually answered him a couple comments down. They only close for the
That's
apocalypse.
true.
Waffle House is never, they close for an hour from like 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. I think it's 3 to 4.
That's
They
one thing
close.
you can guarantee that Waffle House will be open. I can imagine cars burning, interstates destroyed. There's people running everywhere. It's mass hysteria, cats and dogs living together, and yet Waffle House will still be open to serve your breakfast needs.
Yeah, it's
Bacon, egg,
should
and
you get,
cheese plate,
yep, double ordered plain. That's what I'm talking
and them
about.
hash browns scattered, smothered, and chunked, baby.
Oh, I get mine plain. So, Joe
Yeah, I
Fan says
know.
if it does snow, I'm taking my snow team outside and playing in the snow. I did that last year, and I'll probably do it again. Ain't
Yeah,
gonna
it's fun.
lie.
That's fun,
Dreadnought
man.
K6 is in the house. Not everybody can be in the creamery.
That's
Everybody can
true.
be in the creamery.
Everybody can. 99 cents a month, actually. 99
Frank
cents a
Doom on
month.
you. What's up, man? Thank you for coming by. And Punk says, yes, thumbnail and stream is all set for
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, I saw that. Definitely. Rock and roll.
Oh,
Good to go.
yes, 3-star has 2 hats. That's two too many. It's and it's because it's cold. I actually have my little heater, my little infrared
Is it
heater.
cold right? You cold there?
Well, where this room is in my
Yeah.
house. So my house faces north. It's on the second story, and it's on the end of the house that sets up out of the ground. So the wind
Yeah.
hits this house right on the corner, one corner or the other.
Okay.
So it does stay cooler in this room. And I'll probably warm up. But yeah, I brought it in here and turned it on and cranked it up and got this room good and warmed up. And right before I come in here, I took Pretzel out and I threw this hat on. And I was just like, you know what? My ears are cold till I get hot. I'm just going to leave this some bitch on. So that's
Well,
why.
y'all don't want to know what's on the first floor.
That's right. Twin Geek's so tough his nips don't even get cold in the snow. That's something that I want to do if we do get the snow and I go outside and do some pictures. I gotta have quick kick
Mm,
and alpine and bazooka in the snow. Uh,
absolutely.
yeah. So thank you. So let's talk about some Joe. So
Let's
you
talk about it.
mentioned, so I really should have done a video on these emails that we've gotten from Hasbro. So did you guys get these emails? Get the email that, congratulations, your order is getting ready to ship. When you're getting this email for one of two reasons. One, your order is shipping. For me, it was December 30th. And then you read down and it's number 2. your order has, we regret to inform you, your order has been delayed. So that part of the email says that they were delayed from October to December of this year of 25. And so I got that email, and I have heard nothing else on this newest wave from Hasbro. But you got a different email, didn't you?
Well, yeah, actually, mine was, hey, your order's left the building. Like I got a left the building email, and they did. They left the building. Now, what's weird, and you know what? Actually, looking back, I'm looking at them right now on my Gmail, and I got Alpine, Storm Shadow, Iron Grenadier. That was December 23rd. Okay, so I remember when they showed up. That was a happy day. Um, and and they left on the 18th. All right, so they showed up on the 23rd. Pretty good for DHL, right? Um,
Yeah.
and then I got a shipping update on the 30th for Xandar. And for some reason, it got delayed. But then I got, and that was on the 30th. On January 2nd, I got an update that said your order has left the building, and it's Saw Viper, Starduster, and Xandar that have all left. Now, with the snow and all that stuff, supposedly they're going to get here Friday. So I don't know. I'll keep my fingers crossed. We'll see. Um, I don't know what to expect, but yeah, they now
So
okay.
weird.
See, yeah, Friday, January 10th. So they're moving. So it is actually here in Nashville. It's actually here in Nashville right now. So in 2 days' time, I should have Saw Viper, Xandar, and those are from Pulse. I didn't order from anywhere else. Those are from Pulse. I didn't change, anything. But Starduster, Xandar, and Saw Viper should be here. Uh, so you and I kind of got completely different experiences
It's
with
so
that.
weird. Oh, Clint Jorgensen DHL means damn haven't left.
Man,
That's
that's good.
that's good, and that is true. So Joe fan,
That is
so
good.
my pre-order for Dial Tone is supposed to be at GameStop in 2 weeks. So I've been showing and keeping up and showing this on the streams and stuff. So GameStop has had all these guys, this new wave slated for 116. The whole time they've been 116 at GameStop. Well, so right here, 116 on Dial Tone and Xandar, but Leatherneck and Saw Viper are now the 10th, which is on Friday.
See, I would have loved to have gotten an email
And
about Leatherneck.
and you can't order any of them.
Wait, what?
You
Not
haven't been able
available.
to. You haven't been
Well,
able
what
to
the
order any
hell?
of them, but so there they are. They are. So if you've got them ordered for GameStop, the 16th on Xandar and Dial Tone, and I guess Friday on
Okay.
Leatherneck and Saw Viper.
I would like to get that Marine Sniper too, which I will. I figured those would be widely available.
So
But
I'll tell you on Marine Sniper. So I just got this chick in.
yeah.
Um, Amazon. Check Amazon because some people are getting coupons
Mm-hmm.
for some of these guys, and that's
All right.
how I got her. She was on sale, and then I had a 20%
Sweet.
off coupon, so I actually got her for her like $26,
That's awesome.
and I had gift cards from Christmas from your mom. Um,
Right.
and I use that. So check if you're going to order that one, check Amazon. And I honestly, I would not have gotten this figure if not for crusty old crow telling me how much this how good of a figure this is. So
Yeah, no, it looks good. I like all of those. All the ones they've put out. I can't wait to get the firefighter. Um, I
Yeah.
think that looks great. I mean, I do. I like those. I know for some people, they're just kind of like, meh, whatever. It's not an actual Joe figure or whatever, but I do, I do like those, man. I don't know, just something about it. Maybe it takes me back to being a kid and the reason why I enjoyed getting into the GI Joe and that stuff in the first place. Your camo, your armed services, your whatever like that. That's to me,
Yeah.
and so maybe that's why I like them as much as I do.
So I wasn't impressed with the first two. So I had no intention of getting these two,
Yeah.
the Halo Jumper and the Sniper. I just, if I get them, I get them. If I find them cheap, I'll buy them, but they're not numbered figures. They're not, I mean, they're fine, but I was woefully unimpressed with the first two 60th figures. So I was going to pass them unless I found a sale, and I found a sale, so I picked her up. And Crusty Old Crow has actually got the Halo Jumper for me. He's sending me the Halo Jumper uh, as a late Christmas gift. So um, I will have both of them. I actually hope to get a review up on this chick this weekend. Like anybody needs to see a review on this figure, but I do it because
Hey.
I like it, folks.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Do it. Do it to it. What's up,
Tony's
Tony?
Figs in the house. I really, I really dig the firefighter. I'm really excited for the firefighter. So that's definitely, and these guys will probably be pre-order 1st of February, GI Joe Day, whatever. It's in the first week of February. We did a stream for it somewhere, but I don't remember
Yeah.
um,
It's
what day exactly it is. Somebody will know. So I think the firefighter will probably go up for pre-order. We'll probably see it and like the claw. You're scared of the claw.
which two things I think people will actually be rather interested to get.
Yeah,
Obviously the claw, but also I think everything I've heard about with the firefighters, it seems like a lot of people are interested in that figure. You know.
yes, for sure. So I'm sitting here trying to pull up some
See, I like that.
stuff
I like
here.
that because you just showed that Joe fan got the firefighter because his son wants to be a firefighter, thinks it'd be a cool gift, and then Daredevil Dave said I picked up the 60th anniversary diver for my son when he went to Navy boot camp. See that, and
Yeah,
that's cool. I love that, man. That's awesome. I
that's
think that's
the
really freaking cool.
that's the appeal big time for those figures. Is, I mean, we've talked about it before. I think Punk's talked about it. Like you can get it for a firefighter, or you can get it for somebody in the army or whatever branch, as just as a representation of you. So, if they do regular police officers or EMTs, Tony
Right.
can actually have a Hasbro EMT and throw a custom head of himself on there. So stuff like that, that's where they're going to win with the 60th and the legacy figures.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. And I
uh,
think even just I don't know, even just right now, I think there's a lot of people that maybe would be on the fence, but in the last few months, just feel that it's like yeah, I want to get these, kind of feel patriotic, whatever, right? Like I could see that. I mean, just
yeah,
as a few more other people that maybe wouldn't. Um, it's interesting. It's like the guy that I know that bought the Rattler that
yeah.
doesn't, he's not a collector, but he loves that plane. So, yeah, it's interesting what will make people want to buy certain things that they maybe normally wouldn't want to get.
Yep. Shane, what's going on? Nothing. You didn't really miss anything.
Nah,
You know how the beginning of these things go.
we just rambling, man. We just
Talking
talking
about
about
the weather.
snow and all that, and Tony too. Actually, out. You're not all the way out there, but you're out west anyway. Um, I'm sure you're close to the action or close to everybody. If you have any family in California or whatever.
The earbuds are falling out of my ear here. So, we talked about those guys. So I guess we'll see whenever those start showing up. I don't know. I've got them ordered from Pulse and I've got them ordered from Walmart. And then, of course, I did get that dude.
Well, you did
Uh,
get, yeah, I was going to say, you did get Xandar, which is an interesting Xandar, actually.
yeah,
Um,
this is the AliExpress exclusive
the
Xandar.
AliExpress exclusive Xandar. Um, I
That
found that
was
just interesting, right? Yeah, that's so. I don't even really know what to say about that. It's for those that watch the review and watch the video of it, it's just a weird freaking thing, man. You warming up?
I, yeah, head's getting warm now.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the difference between what you run, if you buy a loose one from them versus a boxed
So
from
let's
them.
go over this real quick. Let's just
Okay.
go over this real quick, okay? Just to get it out there, just to kind of lay it down. AliExpress, you got different price points you can choose from. Okay. Sometimes they're shipped without a box, right? Sometimes they're loose, they come shipped, but they're shipped without the box. You don't get the box and all the stuff. You
Yeah.
just get a loose
But
figure.
I
But you
mean,
know that,
most
right?
things, yeah.
But you also sometimes have to look for that, right? Isn't that something
Yes.
where you need to read into it? You need to look
It
further into it. You're like, oh, I'm getting a good deal. I'm getting 75 cents off the regular retail rate. But
so the
that
picture
75 cents might make a difference, right?
they kind of hide it on there when you roll over the different pictures. So there might be three pictures, and when you click on one, it's got one price, and it'll say something crazy like color A or style B, whatever. And then you might click on another one, and it'll be the lower price, and it will say no box. But where it says it is inside the picture in a little text box where that pops up. So if you're not real careful, you will do what I did, which is go and say, sweet, there it is, order it. And I knew better because I've ordered from them
Right.
before. And it's been a while. So I forgot to check. I was ordering the one with the box. And of course, the one that I got, the loose one, I got it shipped and it was like $24. And then when I went back and looked, the same one, I'm like, well, let me take another look at this. And it was already in transit. And I
Yeah.
was like, did I order the one with no box? And I clicked it and I'm like, son of a bitch, I did. I ordered the one with no box. I hope all of the accessories are with him. But the one with the box was like $39 or something, so
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
there's the difference. There's
Yeah.
your, the impatience tax that we call it
Yep.
to get it early. So there's your difference. I just had, ooh, that's cheaper than retail. Click, click, click. So you got to pay attention and make sure you're getting one that is boxed, factory sealed, whatever.
But also the backpack though, the one you got has like
Hmm.
holes for the arrows, right? Or the like
Yeah.
bolts,
So his
but it's not normally that way, correct?
Yeah, so the one I'll full screen it here. So the one
Yeah,
that
go
I
right ahead.
got, so here's the backpack, and the one I've got has two holes in the top of it that I originally thought were for the two knives he comes with,
Yeah,
but
that's
they
it.
they don't fit. So when I got to looking at the product pictures and different things, I realized that in these holes, he's supposed to have bundles of bolts for his bolt gun, for his arrow gun, but they are made into the backpack. They're not supposed to be removable. So what happened was this backpack somehow got through without having those stuck and glued in,
It's so weird,
and
man.
just got
It's so
pulled off. And
weird.
somewhere they were like, all right, this is the box for the loose figures, now throw accessories in
Right.
there. And the same thing with the headband. Like, I thought when I opened it, like, why would the headband be something you have to stick in there? Scarlett's hair is similar, but it's a much bigger peg.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then again, I went back and I watched Shark Eye's review, and I watched Bobby B's, and I went back and paid extra attention to when they first got the figure out or when they first showed it. I'm like, okay, nobody said anything about these things having to be put in there or
Right.
having to put the headband on. So I'm like, that is where
Yeah.
my saving $11 or whatever
Right.
come from, is these were just like the head sculpt was maybe when they stuck it in and glued it, it didn't stick, or the peg was too small or
Well,
something.
I want
So
to I want to ask Tony because he said mine got here immaculate. But who did you order from, Tony? Like, who did you get Xandar from?
he
Did you
got it
pay the
from,
impatience tax?
yeah.
Okay.
But did you buy, no, Tony, did you buy a boxed one, or did you also buy a loose one? That's what I want to know.
Because I know Dreadnought K6 said you got to take your time with these very sellers, which
Yes.
I know you do. I know
Check
that
the
you
rating
do.
just like
Yeah,
eBay.
check the rating, right? Like, I know same kind of deal. And I've bought a couple things off of AliExpress. Not a lot. I did get oh shit, which figure? It might have been a snake. I can't remember. But I did get one. But I did that though. Like I looked through and made sure. But Dreadnought's right. Like you do, for those that aren't that experienced with going and buying from other places. Yeah, you do have to really check out like and make sure who
Usually
you're getting it
on,
from.
I'll go, if I order from them, I'll go with
Big Jojo.
anything that's a 95% and
Yeah.
up is usually going to be pretty
I mean,
good.
ultimately,
Anything
at the end of the day,
below,
you're
you got to look at how many, yeah,
and you're
how
you're
many
taking your
transactions.
chances, right? You're taking your
Yeah.
chances sometimes. I mean, it just is what it is, and especially if you want to pay that impatience tax, it's.
Yeah.
I had to glue the headband tails on though from AliExpress unboxed. Okay, so still, that's again, you know, it's interesting.
So still,
Kind of not
not
complete.
an error, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe a screw up on the head just because of that.
Right.
So same thing. So you had that with the headband, and so you got the bolts in the backpack where they're supposed to be. So
Yeah.
it's interesting, but I mean, it's legit stuff. It's
Yeah,
just,
no, exactly. I mean, bottom line, it didn't come with a different head sculpt or something.
yeah.
It is what it is.
Plus,
And I use PayPal too, Dreadnought.
yeah.
That's what
Oh
I
yeah.
do for almost everything,
So
actually.
there was somebody on in the classified community group that ordered one and started this whole thing up again about like everything that you get from them is a knockoff, because on his Xandar, the the face paint, and it was moved over, like it wasn't centered.
Yeah.
And I mean, we see stuff come straight from Hasbro with that issue. That's an inkjet issue when they print the face and do the paint on the face. It just wasn't lined up right. So
Right.
that guy, that he did get one that was kind of jacked up, and he got on there and was like, "Oh, this figure's a knockoff and all this and that," and everybody was trying to tell him like, people get that shit from Hasbro. It's usually with the eyes where you see it. When you get somebody who's got some derpy eyes and looking like this, all fish eyed Abe Vigoda, that's 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 from the inkjet not
I
lining up. That's
wasn't
not
ready
because it's
for
a
an Abe
knockoff.
Vigoda reference.
Nobody's ever ready for an Abe Vigoda reference. It took you a minute, and you're like, "Who the? Oh my god!"
Damn. I just all of a sudden that lovely face just popped up
You
right in front of my. Yeah.
eh.
Like,
I like,
oh
it's a little
no.
more obscure than going Marty Feldman.
It's almost like, hey, you guys.
I don't think he was as strong.
Oh shit.
Oh, there you go. That's one you would like to hear right there.
Yeah, I don't know. That's good or bad. I'm not sure.
If it's from the first movie, it's good.
Right. The second one, I guess I could go. For once in my life,
Yeah.
I have someone. Anyway.
So yeah, so Joe Fan talking about his son again. Got a few things at Joe Fest. Um, Joe fan here, but barely plays with them. Mostly likes to watch kids play
Hey,
games
listen,
on
man, it
YouTube.
is what it is. They all do. It's the new meta. It's the new thing. That's what
Yeah,
kids do. They like to watch people do things that they would do themselves, but they then don't do themselves. They just like to watch someone do it. It's the weirdest shit.
yeah,
At the same
it's
time,
great.
I can understand. I can understand it though because everything now is visual and YouTube and whatever. So yeah, I get it. It's just an odd concept to me. I'd rather play the game than watch someone play the game, but I've caught myself watching videos of people playing games. And I'm like, so I get it. Weird. Weird.
I'm still
Weird.
mute. Just realized I was still muted. So
Yeah, it's okay.
when I played Call of Duty all the time, I had like 3 people that I would watch. I had like 2 people I'd watch play live, and then there was one dude that made funny videos because he just like he just messed with everybody. So there were a couple people. I'm guilty of it too, but as far as sitting down and watching somebody play something with like a story where you're watching them running around and trying to find the rupees or the gold key card and like, oh, where is this? Oh, exploring. Yeah, I ain't trying to watch somebody play that. So
No, but let's plays and stuff like that. It is interesting. Walkthroughs, people do a
yeah,
walkthrough of a game. You
speed
get
runs.
stuck somewhere. It's a lot easier to watch a video of somebody showing you where to go to find a hidden secret or whatever in a game than it is to read it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah.
so yeah, but for kids now, yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
So we'll see these new Joes. I
Man,
guess when we see them,
I was
I
hoping that
was
they
too.
would be here by today because I wanted to go over them today.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get them out and on the stream and just talk about them uh, tonight. I was really hoping they would be here by then. And by all accounts, I think they maybe were supposed to be, as well as another special package that obviously was expected 2 days ago or whatever. And
Yeah. Same deal.
don't know,
Kentucky.
you know.
Kentucky post office because Kentucky and Indiana, Illinois, they got hit with a really bad snow and ice storm the end of last week, and
Yeah.
everything like comes through there to get here. So it comes through there, it comes through Atlanta, but a lot of it goes through that Louisville post office.
Yeah.
So it's held up a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, War Chest got his Saw Viper today.
from where? Ollie?
Yeah, where did you get it from, War Chest?
What's up, War Chest, by the way?
I know, right? Hey, what's going on?
By the way.
Speaking of which, he messaged me earlier, off topic, but he said that the Acolyte has gotten better ratings than Skeleton Crew. And I'm like, Christ. I don't know if it's better ratings. I'd have to read the text or look it up. I saw it earlier though on a stream, but basically my response was a lot of people watch Acolyte to hate watch it because it was so bad. And a
Yeah.
lot of people watched it to see why it was so bad. The Skeleton Crew, honestly, is an okay show. If you have kids that like Star Wars or kids, period, Skeleton Crew's not a bad show for kids. It is cheesy, but like it's not bad. The Acolyte is horrible, but nobody's watching Skeleton Crew because
Because it
nobody
was so
gives a
bad.
shit.
Acolyte was
Nobody
so
gives
bad,
yes.
nobody wants to give Skeleton Crew a chance.
Nobody gives a shit about Star Wars right now, and I understand it. But the Skeleton Crew is not a bad show, especially for kids. I would if I was 10, I would probably love this show. Probably love
Yeah,
it. But
I still gotta watch it.
no
I
one's
didn't
no
watch it.
one's watching it. No
I
one's
was supposed to
watching it.
watch it. I was supposed to watch it while I was on vacation, and I didn't.
Oh, yeah, whatever. It's all good.
I'll
I was supposed
catch
to do a lot of shit these last few days, and I haven't done a
Right.
damn. I did buy some storage tubs though, so I completed part of my mission.
I gotta get some more
Clint
too.
Clint here says, "Oh, so you're doing your early reviews on Three Stars channel." My early reviews? No, I was just wanting to maybe shit reviews. Period. Clint, how about that? Reviews. Period. I don't even do reviews.
That would
Not
have been
figure
fun.
reviews anyway. Although I do have to get these mics set up so I can do these Cosmic Legion review for Fisher Ice, and I just have to have the
So,
table and the mic.
so I see something funny. So
Damn.
War Chest says I also got my cosmic
Cosmic.
my cosmic legions today. But what is funny is he made that little typo. So Ronnie says war chest full of caps lock. Then he says war chest full of cock slaps. Oh man, I love you guys.
Hey, and actually, if you look at his avatar, if you look at his picture that he's got, war chest picture, I've seen the pictures that actually comes from. I've seen the set of pictures that comes from, and they're so badass, dude. It's not even funny. I'm not lying to you, but it is super cool. But I love it. I'm glad he has that on there. It looks great. Um,
Bobby says watching Skeleton Crew been bummed out on the storytelling of Star Wars. Watching Skeleton Crew, all I'm looking for is the bad, not enjoying the good. I think
yeah,
that's
it
probably a lot
sucks.
of people.
It sucks, and that's tough. A lot of people are doing that where you're just because you've just been burned. You just been burned, and see Derek, like he likes it, and I did see the most recent episode. There's some things in all of these episodes where I'm kind of like, okay, the adult in me is like, okay, how did that happen? Okay, where did that come from? Or okay, really? But like, if you go back, a lot of us have romantic nostalgia for a lot of the movies we grew up watching as a kid, a lot of the cartoons we grew up watching as a kid. And when you go back and watch them as an adult, a lot of those things don't hold up the way that you think they're going to. Some of them do. Some of them, there's scenes, there's other stuff, and they don't really hold up the way that you've envisioned in your head and romanticized all these years. And so it's hard as an adult to put away that negative side. And especially after the last few years, for me watching stuff, it's hard not to see. But Skeleton Crew tries. They at least try. I get what they're doing.
Yeah,
I'm glad some people are liking it. It's just not enough people are watching it because we've all just been burned. We've just been roasted by Star Wars. It's awful, man. I hate it. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish it wasn't. I really
yeah,
do.
I'd
I
love to
wish it
be
wasn't.
enjoying the IP, man. I wish I could.
Man, figures, magic, whatever it is, man. But it's been so hard.
What's up? Matthew Matson
Yeah.
reminds us that the post office is going to be closed tomorrow for the President Carter Memorial. So
Yeah.
we are going to be asked out for mail until Monday or Tuesday,
Oh, for
probably here.
us, man, it's
Yeah.
definitely gonna be a little bit.
We ain't getting mail Friday and Saturday. I can guarantee you that if we
I'm
get
sp-
this storm.
I'm supposed to work this weekend too. I've been off. We closed to put two new smokers in, so not only did I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, my normal weekend, but also we've been closed Monday, Tuesday, and today. I'm supposed to work tomorrow, then I'm off on Friday, and then I'm supposed to work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't even know how that's going to go. I might have a week and a half vacation or, that I didn't plan on, really.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. So well, it's all up in the air. So
Yeah, yeah.
uh, Derek Holloman, Creature Commandos is another need to see show. I love that show. I know some people here have an issue with it, but I really like it. I'm enjoying it, but I don't read, I don't keep up with the comic or the graphic novel or whatever the fuck it's actually from.
I
I'm
started
enjoying the
I
show. I like the
started
show.
Squid Game season 2. I've been watching Skeleton Crew. I've watched Squid Game season 2. I've gotten through 2 episodes of that. I need to start Creature Commandos. Um, those are just a couple of the ones that I've kind of been watching, and then there's a couple anime that I've actually kind of tried to catch up on a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta
It's kind
get.
of where
I
I'm
gotta.
at.
I gotta get some Netflix so I can see that Squid Game and stuff I'm behind on. War Chest, did you pre-order Cosmic Legion's Ox Crew? I
Did
did
you?
not. No, I
No.
didn't. Did you? War Chest is the question. Turk
Don't
Murphy
ask me.
is in the house. What's up, Turk? Uh,
Take,
and
take, take my
Ronnie
kiss.
is not entirely sure he heard your schedule,
Okay,
so he was
well, Ronnie, let me give it all to you again. Okay, so this past weekend I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Usually I have my son Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 times a month, and then usually I work Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, work Thursday, off Friday, and then I work 6 shifts in a row. But instead, we had two smokers installed, and we've been closed. So I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They installed the smokers Monday, Tuesday, and today. And then we're supposed to be open tomorrow. So I'm supposed to work tomorrow. Then I'm off again on Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I work until I'm off for another 3 days in a row to have my son. And then I start my schedule all over again. However, because of the snow, I may have more vacation time. So I might go into work tomorrow and then be off for several more days. So I'll work one shift over the course of almost 2 weeks. That's crazy, Ronnie.
take a breath. He says he was only kidding.
I know. I know he was, but I couldn't help
That's the
myself.
good parts. He knows. We got 19 people watching. If you hadn't hit that like, hit that like. I appreciate it. It helps in that algorithm because God
Fire it
knows
up,
I need
man.
all the help I can get
All right.
right now. So,
So we've
s-
gotten through let's see, Gundam Seed. That's okay, cool, cool, cool. Um
what's
dig it.
motherfucker Ghost?
Yeah,
It sounds
yeah.
like a rapper.
I like motherfucking ghosts. Gundam 0079. All right. I gotta okay. Let me mark this down. Let me look these up. We've gotten through basically the first hour without really getting into any of the leaks or any of the Joe talk or whatever. And so I figure, since we're right at almost the top of the next hour, we, probably ought to jump on in. Jump on in.
Yeah, let's get to
And
it.
get to it. What do you say, man?
I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that we've been out for a couple weeks. Crow and I talked a little bit about it. Punk's talked about it, but you and I haven't talked about it. So
Right.
I am going to pull up histank.com. I did have a lot of these pictures saved, but Pop Blender was poking around and realized that his tank has them all on one page. So,
Yeah, really. You just
um,
scroll down, and they're pretty good
yeah.
size too. Like
So
these are all blown up.
we've got right here that starts out with of course I'm gonna take that banner down. Leaks and hopes for 2025 classified. So
Yep.
um here we got Chris McLeod's. This is 2025 right here. This is all 2025 stuff. Green is confirmed and pre-order or so far.
Can I ask you a
Uh
question?
yeah.
And maybe I'm just stupid, and maybe the chat can make me feel even dumber. How how do you figure this shit out? Like how do you figure out the code names?
Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
I'm
like
sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of formula to it, but this comes from probably one of the only people that has, you know, actual any kind of inside knowledge. There's very few of those people that
I'm
that
just
do.
curious, because
But
I look at it and I see the names and it's, some it references like Scooby Doo characters or it
yeah,
references Flintstone right? But I'm like, well, how do
well,
you
that
know who the hell that is?
it's all internal code names, like the
Right?
Whitmore for the hiss and whatever the hell it was for Jabberjaw for the Dragonfly. So all of that stuff's internal code names, but the number over here on the right is like the stock number and stuff. So
Right.
when that stuff starts hitting store inventories and whatnot,
Okay.
they're
Okay.
able to decode it, and then every now and then somebody will get thrown a freaking bone and be able to decode
Sure.
one.
Sure.
So
I just
this
was
is all
curious.
yeah. So and some of it will get deciphered along the way. Somebody will get a list of stuff that you match up and whatever. So, but
Right.
all of this leaks and stuff, I mean, 90% of this stuff comes from Full Force. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. It
yeah,
seems.
the code names are just grouped as far as like whatever, like the Scooby Doo characters, or
I just kind of
like we
wondered
got,
if it was like they had fun with it and they're like, okay, well, if
yeah,
you take the number of letters that are in this name and then you go, and blah, 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 then you'll figure it out. That's who that is. It's like
that's
a fun fan thing to do. But then I look and I'm just like, I don't know how
yeah.
anybody would figure this
I
shit out.
I think that's what people were trying to do at first, but
Right.
when getting these lists compiled and stuff started getting popular, I think they were like, yeah, this that ain't how it is. So,
Okay.
so the stuff in green is stuff that's gone up for pre-order. Stuff in yellow is confirmed to be coming, and the stuff in red is stuff that nobody has any idea what it is. So there's a whole lot of stuff on here.
That's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah,
That's a lot of, man.
this is a deluxe troop builder pack. It says here. Here's a 2-pack. We know that Slice and Dice are on here because they're confirmed. That's a
Yeah.
2-pack.
I can't wait
Uh,
for that Snake Eyes polar bear, dude. I'm sorry. I love that. I love
yeah,
that.
it's gonna be it's gonna be funky. That's for sure. Ronnie says it's just Debbie in purchasing. She's bored.
Man, wouldn't that be
That
awesome?
that Debbie. So,
That'd be awesome. Yeah, you told me about that war chest cleaning out storage units.
I
I
bet
told you,
those smelled good.
text my phone. Text my phone, not my Instagram.
Yeah, right. So okay, yeah. So let's take a look. So these are stuff that's already into 26. So we've already gotten some of the stuff for 26 here too. So there's a whole lot coming. So the pictures is what we really want to be looking at here. So we talked about a lot of these already. So we get to see Crystal Ball. What are you thinking about Crystal Ball? Because I already
I'm actually
think he
excited
looks good,
because
man.
I think that this again is one of those figures that they're gonna probably knock out of the freaking park. Like Raptor or whomever, several others, Big Boa, whatever. That they're gonna do really cool. That's gonna be nice and updated, and again, for a lot of people, kind of make you a believer in this product. It's kind of funny, but it's like sometimes every now and then you think there's no way they could do this figure, right? There's no way they could make and then they do it, and you're like, yeah, that shit looks good. And I just think that's going to be one of those ones that they're able to update, bring it into kind of a newer thing, and make people want to get it.
Yeah. Well, like you said, they've already done it with the two other stupid characters from that era, and
Yeah,
there's couple of the best figures we got in
right,
2024. So that's like the unholy trinity,
right.
Raptor, Big Ball, and Crystal Ball, and
Yep.
they absolutely killed Raptor and Big Boa. So I'm expecting the same out of Crystal Ball, and I think this has got his unpainted head sculpt on here. So I'm looking forward to the figure. They're kind of going with the more of the IDW look, which is what some of us hoped that they would go with, and kind of make him more of a Rasputin kind of character. He is going to
Yeah,
have short hair, but I mean that's fine. Like you got
that's
the furry long
yeah.
coat with the tatters and shit. So I think he looks good. So we've talked a little bit about Frag Viper, and we've seen the finished one.
Right.
Um, how are you feeling about that one now that we've gotten to see it?
A little bit better. Yeah, a little bit better. It's one of those ones, I guess, from a color perspective, although it's not, not much different, but a little bit better. I think actually seeing, once you actually really get a look when it's in bits and pieces or whatever, but maybe once you start to kind of get a look and it starts to come together, then you can envision it. Um, I mean, still not one of my favorite figures
Yeah,
from the past, but again, I think with an update, even if they just keep it similar, it's just in that scale. I just things to me, they just look so much better in this scale. I don't think I would have ever said that years ago, but now that I've had several of these classified figures, obviously, and see what they're able to do with them, it
Yeah.
really makes them, makes them just jump out. So I think it's why it's so popular. I mean, I know obviously O-rings and stuff is not a popular collection, collecting thing for people these days. I get it, but I just love what they've been able to do with detail, with sculpting and paint and articulation on these figures, um, and also keep them at a rather decent price point too,
Yeah, they're
with
still at a
accessories and
yeah,
stuff.
they're still at a good price for a
Yeah,
6-inch figure.
but Frag
Um,
Viper, I'm cool with. I'm gonna scoop him up. That's for sure.
then over here we've got the new Breaker, which looks suspiciously like Chuck Norris in this picture.
Yeah, I know, right?
So this is the one that they showed that had like one of the original head sculpts had the cigarette or the doob, whatever it was, that they removed. So it
That's
was this
right.
head. So I he looks fine. I just he needs to come with some kind of comms equipment, and
Yeah, I mean,
it's
not a lot there.
it's interesting that they're getting ready to put out dial tone, and then sometime this year we'll also be getting this guy though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess, how are you setting your shelf up? Are you doing, if you're doing retros and the green shirt guys, the originals over here, you're gonna
Right.
want Breaker in there, and then newer guys over here. So whatever. I mean, I guess you can always just have two comms guys. So
I mean, I just think ultimately, if they keep going with it, you're going to have two breakers. You're going to get two breakers at some point, right? You're going to get the straight up. You're going to get your new one when you're going to get your green shirt. You might get another version. I mean, when they're all said and done, right? Like it's just no telling how far they're going to go
yeah,
with this.
I'll have a little bit of everything. So over here, then we got dice, and I think this has the slice on here too. I've got
Uh,
those pictures of them saved,
yeah,
but
we actually looked at them. I mean,
yeah,
we looked at them before. This and it's kind of interesting that they did this on their page where they kind of took these for these particular ones that I think most people had already seen. They just kind of put this kind of uh, collection together, but they're not the full pictures. You can't click on them and open them up. It's kind of like they just kind of
yeah,
crammed these all
yes,
together, 8 pictures. Isn't that weird? But it's because most people have seen them, right? Most people have seen the Law and
yeah,
Order. They've seen the claw operator. They've seen the 60th anniversary firefighter or whatever, and slice and dice. Um,
so
yeah, I mean they're cool. Those were not figures I was into when I was a kid because I didn't have them. And
yeah,
so and I was not like all into the Ninja Force like War Chest says. Like I wasn't the Ninja Force type of person.
no,
I just and also especially the translucent bullshit. you know,
oh yeah, at the
I think
very
those
end,
look absolutely terrible. Yeah,
yeah,
I get it. They're just grasping at straws, right?
yeah,
At
doing
that
whatever they
point,
can. So let's put out a clear Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow kind of
right?
thing. So
But to
yeah,
me, it was just it's starting to get super super goofy, weird, and the
yeah,
translucents and all the pink. Everybody's pink.
yeah.
It's just like, oh wow, this is definitely early to 95, 94, I guess you could
Yeah.
say 93, 94.
So we've taken a look at those guys. We got down here, we got your favorite, we got Dark Lawn. And
Man,
then
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how anybody can look at that shit and be like, "That's a damn ass awesome paint job." Like it is what it is. People are like, "Well, that's what it looks like." I'm like, "Yeah, but I just don't know." Look, to each his or her own, man. But I just can't look at that and go, "Wow, green and black camo with dark it's not even maroon. I don't even know what that
Burgundy.
red burgundy with orange or like and then like I don't know how that color combination Was that, did they at Hasbro or like, did they hire a blind guy and then they go, okay, we're going to give you a, we're going to give you some darts and we want you to throw these darts at this dartboard and whatever you hit is the color combination of the next figure we put out.
There certainly is some of them that come out that could have definitely been the case.
I'm
Yeah.
serious. I just can't. But I know that this is a figure a lot of people like. So it's not like I'm trying to piss anybody off. It doesn't, that is a fashion faux pas if I've ever seen one. Like, that is
I'm
just brutal.
I'm curious to see what the final finished thing, production
It's going to
looks
have to
like.
really wow me over. I just
Yeah.
can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I have no connection whatsoever. Yeah, Debbie in purchasing. There she goes again.
They let her do the colors too. Debbie needs a raise. So
Debbie,
uh,
I don't know. After this figure, I think she needs to get some paid doc.
well, they're doing plenty of that over there too. So uh, we got Blowtorch, we got Footloose, and then we got Slice. So all of those, I'll probably will be in on the Slice and Dice 2-pack, even though I'm definitely not a Ninja fan. But Slice, I always like Slice, and Dice looks really good here. So you got to get them both. So I'll probably wind up getting them just because I think they're standalone. If they were like Purple Ninja and a Red Ninja V2.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think I'd be in, but since they are their own characters, I'll probably wind up snagging them. And then, of course, Blowtorch and Footloose
Oh, come
are
on,
a
man.
must.
Yeah, come on with it. Like, let's not kid ourselves, right? And that's your crystal ball. Is
Yep,
that dark? Yeah, I thought that's
Ghost
what that
Crystal
was. That was
Ball.
the crystal ball head sculpt there. Yeah, I'm good with it. It looks like a vampire though.
Yeah, they give him fangs, which I'm not. I'm gonna need to see it painted. I mean, I
I'm
imagine they're
definitely
just
gonna
gonna
need
look
to see
like
this.
teeth. Wouldn't it?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be cool if they did them in like silver, or if they or gold
Okay.
on
So
the on the
if they
fangs?
yes, if they gave him if that was like that purpose that they were purposeful, right? If that's just part of it, was he not gypsy? Uh
Yes,
yeah, so
he
so
he was the mind control, the hypnotist,
oh yeah, I know
but
that, but I was
he
thinking
was, yeah.
background wise, yeah. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, if that was just part of it, if it's just part, it's like gold teeth, silver teeth, whatever. I'm all in. But let's not
Well, I'm
let's not change anything as far as,
I'm
like
thinking like do that just because of he's the hypnotist, kind of whatever intimidator dude that they bring in to, and I'm looking at it from the avenue of if they did that, that would be just something cool. Like, oh, look at this creepy bastard coming in dressed like a 16th century European lord, and he's got gold canine teeth or something. Like, what's this dude coming in here to do to me?
yeah, no. I mean, I just, hoping that at least they kind of keep most of it, the same. I just, I mean, I don't know. I just when I saw this head sculpt, the first thing that jumps out is the teeth, right? I mean, that's everybody. You
Oh
can't
yeah,
not see that, right?
but
What's up,
uh,
Loves Mules?
loves mules in the house. I'm out of fudge. Just
Oh shit.
throwing
Well,
that out there.
hey, you ate that shit quick.
It's been 3 weeks.
Has it been 3 weeks?
Christmas, yeah, it's 3 weeks.
Damn.
Two was it? No, wait. Today's the 8th. 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A
It's
couple
been two
weeks.
weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Woody gonna have to
I
buy
hope
3
y'all know
dark
what
ones.
that's from, by the way.
Well, I hope. I mean, they're our age. They got to know. I hope. If not, if you hadn't Googled it by now, all this time we've been saying it. So they did not really go with the Vincent Price homage.
Uh,
Just three though. Well, it's because that's. Well, actually, no. I was
look,
going to say that's because he's not an Iron Grenadier, but he is an Iron Grenadier.
let's see. There it is. Woody said it's watch. Crystal Ball's going to turn out better than Raptor. He's calling it now. He's calling his shot. People are going to be going gaga over Crystal Ball like they did Raptor. And Raptor was up on my top 10 list. He was high up there. I mean,
He was
he
high
was,
on Punk's list, and he's like Punk's least favorite figure.
he was one of my least favorites from as a kid. I thought that dude was dumb. I mean, you had to
Y'all
get him
thought he
though.
was dumb.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, but yeah,
So
no, I 10 crystal ball troop builders. There ain't no telling. We'll find out. We will find out once he comes out. We'll find out what Woody scooped up of crystal ball. For
me and
sure.
Crow could have put that in our song. 10 crystal balls bouncing.
Right.
Oh,
Anyway, so yes. And yes, Raptor was great, Derek. If Crystal
yeah.
Ball's better, holy crap, it should be good. That's why I said earlier, it could be one of those ones again that we get surprised by, and he looks really good. And it's like, holy shit, they did a great job with this, and I'm a believer. Right? They've done that with a few of them, so I believe in them. I think they've done good with it.
They're almost at a point where, as far as sculpt and paint, it's hard for them to mess up right now. I don't want to jinx it, but like even the problem for me is the construction of them with the weak joints and
Yeah, that's
things.
it's understandable. Yes.
There really hasn't been any misses, like bad misses, as far as the way they look. Really, from I don't think.
Not to get
for a
off
while.
on a crazy tangent, but I think it bears like worth talking about for a second. So, how is it from figure to figure that some can be so loose, some can have terrible hips, some can have arms that don't stay on, some can have like you know what I mean? Like, and I know it's just probably a very simple answer, and I'm probably asking a dumb question, especially for those obviously that collect more figures than I do and are into more lines. But it's just weird how you can go from just one being just solid, man, like just great design and built and then like the next one you get turns out to be loosey goosey and it won't stand and the ankles are jacked up and the you know what I mean? Like it's just
Oh, I
amazing
know.
how that quality thing from one to the next. And I fully understand why people obviously get upset about it, right? But it's just how does that happen? You'd
Yeah.
think that your production process would be just nailed down, right?
Hey,
Is it the molds for each individual part, and when they're different, some are thicker, some are smaller, some are bigger. You know what I mean? Like, and it just how they work together, and or is it how much time they had to do it? Is they, like I don't know, man. Like, I'm just
I wish I
curious
knew.
why that
Bel
happens on a regular basis.
Believe me, because of that right there. Thankfully, all the bad
Oh
ones
yeah.
wind up at Down South's
Well,
house.
that because you can give us a report on it, and hopefully nobody else gets saddled with those shitty ones. Ronnie Trickshot, yeah, Crystal Ball was pretty loose at school. Of course, you can afford to be when you can hypnotize everybody.
Yeah, all right, do what you want. So, going on down the line, here
Yeah,
we've
let's go. I'll
got
see.
a
I'm into
retro
this
bat,
shit. This is I give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I want
and I
all of
don't
these,
know.
all of them.
So yeah, so here's the front, the painted. So I like
Yes,
got the painted orange on the flamethrower, the purple
yes.
on the laser cannon, and then you get this little flame effect, and you get a blue laser because they all need to come with a blue laser, in my opinion.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
so
I
this
just the
dude, right,
colors, great.
I love this. It's not retro
No,
because the bat did not have a red faceplate.
no,
The bat had a silver faceplate. So
right.
what the hell? Like how do you go and you give us this awesome paint on
Right.
the hand attachments? You do the yellow instead of the orange. Give us the chest plate that we
Yeah.
wanted, and then give us the head from the crimson bat.
I don't know. I mean,
It's how it's not a retro bat. It's a retro inspired bat.
It, and I looked at this actually the other day when I was looking at this website. And I was telling you about, hey, just go to the website instead of bringing up all the pictures and having to stop sharing and do the, it was like, and I did look at that. And then I went back, I was flipping through the figures and I was kind of like, huh. And, you can take that secondary head that they've got laying sideways and you can chuck that shit. I don't like that one. I've never liked that one. You can
See, I
chuck that
like the
shit.
damaged one.
I don't I don't like the look of it, I guess, the design of it. I don't mind a damaged one, but I don't like the way that it looks overall. Like, I don't know. Well, no, okay, from the side, yes. But the one I'm talking about is the one they give like the Arctic bat, right? You have the different head. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like different. So from the side, that's what that looks like. I'm good if this is the same head, but it's damaged, right? But I don't quite know why they would decide to go with the red here. Um, I don't know that we'll ever really get an explanation for it either. They'll just pack it and send it. What I'm really hoping they get into is the cartoon expired, or cartoon inspired um, versions
Well,
like the Super
well,
7.
well. Derek's saying that the cartoon bat had a
And that's see
red
that
faceplate, and that's what
and the
I got to look.
yellow on this figure. It was my understanding this was cartoon accurate figure. That was my understanding. Not a retro carded, but a cartoon figure. And Flint as well was a cartoon figure.
Well, they keep going back and forth though.
Because
So
that was
are
my
the
understanding. I thought that's what they were doing. At least that's initially. I heard everybody going, "Oh hell yeah!" Is that was the look? Now I know the Flint, obviously, yes, the original figure, right? When you look at him and he's got the suspenders, whatever you want to call it, the bandoliers with the shotguns. But yeah, like if I'm looking, the yellow on that's a cartoon accurate bat. And that's what I thought it was when they initially put these pictures out. These pictures got leaked. It was my understanding they were the cartoon versions.
well, there we are proved. Derek Holloman is proved right
Yeah.
here, so
And
it
that's
is
why
cartoon accurate. So
yeah, that's why
okay,
when we were talking about it, that's kind of what Matthew said too, and um, is that it because that's what I remembered. But I was thinking, okay, well, if they're doing retro, why would they go with that? But again, like if you look at these figures as we scroll down this list that these leaks have come out, it was my understanding they were more like the cartoon. Um, and maybe when we look at Flint, then it'll be different and it'll be retro, But I could have swore I saw people discussing this as a cartoon
yeah. Well, see
part.
that's where they need to make their mind up with what they're doing with the retro. Are they
Right.
going with Sunbow, or are they going with what the original figures look
Well, this
like? So
could be, and they could be. I mean, doing obviously, both, right? I mean, these are leaked
yeah.
overall or whatever, so we don't really fully know. I mean, like Cover Girl here with the long hair, and the gun, and everything. That looks like a cartoon to me.
Yeah,
Am I
well,
wrong?
I mean, that's definitely cartoon on
So that's
Cover
what I'm
Girl.
thinking. These are cartoon, and that's what I'm hoping they go into. I hope they dig into that. Don't get me wrong. I
Well,
like them doing the retros, but the cartoon was like that's the shit
I
I really loved.
personally, I would rather them see them go cartoon with the retro line than a complete
Straight up.
no, yeah, rehash of the
Yeah.
Real American Hero figures.
Right. Right.
I'd rather see them go down the cartoon road. And Matthew says down here, um, that's mass device. So right here, they do have it listed as CoverGirl Retro / mass device, and that was when I
Yeah.
first saw this picture. That's one thing I was wondering was, is this going to be under that mass device like
We
Snake Eyes and the Bear?
yeah, so we're getting that, right? Like we're getting that mass device. We're gonna get the different things from that. Now whether we'll get the, mass device itself, I don't know. Like, but yeah, that was my understanding. So when we were looking at that bat and then her, I was like, well shit, I thought these were cartoon ones. I thought that was, was coming from it. Which I'm all about. But like Derek says too, retro should be what the original O-ring. I agree. If you're gonna do the retro, do the O-ring, right? But if you're going to do cartoon, then make sure that packaging is different, right?
Yeah,
And it denotes what it
Sunbow or
is.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm a-okay with that.
I'm
Totally
fine with them doing
a-okay with that.
that as long as they do a designation and do
Yeah,
something to differentiate them instead of just lumping everything into a retro
just yeah, right.
brand. So
Yeah,
give us maybe they will. Maybe these will have mass device packaging or something. So either
yeah.
way, so there's some more. This figure does look really good. I'm
Dude,
fine with the
hell
first Cover
yeah.
Girl. I like Cover Girl better as a redhead than I do a blonde, but that's true
I,
for
I,
most
I love
things.
I love the face sculpt.
I really dig the
It
smiling
looks like
one
it
with the
has
long hair.
makeup on. It looks
Yeah,
like it's prettied up, and that's exactly the way it should be.
yeah,
I love that. If that is in fact how they're going with that, dude, I am all about that. I
yep.
love it.
So here's her claw. She looks good. I mean, so Valkyrie
It's
with a
hmm
different vest. She's got the little
red
wrist
helmet.
thing. Yep,
Yeah,
thing from the red looks like gold, maybe silver. I don't know. Looks like gold, but I don't know. And I believe that's the arm guard from probably the Hiss um, figure. I don't think
right.
that's the one from Techno Viper because it's be smaller. So I think that's the one for probably the Hiss gunner,
Yeah,
Sydney
yeah,
Sweeney.
yeah.
So,
Love it.
so
I
there's
wish
our
it was.
firefighter.
Yeah, and I think everybody's good on this guy too. I mean, I
Yeah,
just it looks super cool. I'm just hoping that it is reflective.
yeah, I
Um,
do too. We hadn't heard that
we'll
yet. We
see,
keep talking
right?
about it, but we hadn't heard confirmation. So that's what I'm in for is the axes and them hammers. It's
Yeah.
hammer time,
Is that a
bitch.
fucking poker?
Yeah, it's for your fireplace back there. So
Liquor in the front, poker in the rear.
I can't believe those logs hadn't fallen down.
Well, they're the new everlasting logs. I've got those. Those are official from Target, actually. Target everlasting logs.
Not log, not in the sense that you think. I think you said I have a log. But
No, 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 not what I think you think that I think that you're thinking that I think.
so there's got the jaws of life. So there he is. Got the geared up. I can't wait for this guy. This guy's badass. Um,
Um, yeah, I do. I have a feeling though we're not gonna get like a reflective. I think if it was, in 5 years or 10 years it'd be something that started to peel off.
yeah, could be.
You know what I'm saying? Like
We
almost
can
like a
yeah
tape or something like that.
we can hope.
Yeah. But I do like
So
him. I do like him. Keep making him, man. Give us a police officer. You know what I mean? Give us an EMT, a regular EMT or whatever paramedic outfit. Now there's my boy right there.
yeah. So this figure looks really good. So I got
Hell
no
yeah.
problem with the first Flint that we got. Some people did.
No,
I
he's fine.
didn't
He's
think he's
fine.
great. But this one probably will replace him on the shelf for
Man,
me.
this is my favorite G.I. Joe, period. It's my favorite dude right here.
So they give him his proper Mossberg with the pistol grip there.
Yep.
Um, So I'm excited for this guy. He doesn't come with a whole lot, but I mean that's all you really
No.
need Flint to come with.
Yep. He doesn't need a lot. He doesn't need a lot of accessories, doesn't need a machine gun. But man, yeah, I mean, give me the black shirt. give me the shells and then the belt lined with bullets. Give me all that. Yep, throw a pistol on the side. I'm digging it, man. I just now. So here's the deal, right? So we saw the cover girl, and now that would be interesting, Ronnie. Um, that's so stupid.
What if he did head swap Flint with a cover girl?
Oh
Maybe the ball
God.
cap one.
Oh gosh, no! Don't do that to me. That's my dude right here. All right, so look, um, we got cartoon bats. We got Mass Device, Sydney Sweeney. All right, now we have Retro Flint,
Retro.
Cartoon Flint.
That's what I was looking at. It just says retro
Gotta
here.
be
So
retro, right? This is retro. It's a black shirt, it's green and brown camo. And yes, he's looking like the bad motherfucker I remember too, man. Joseph, I agree. Kinda Stallone from Demolition Man. From the head sculpt, in those 3 3/4 figures, man, it's so hard to tell, like, what a good sculpt was, what a good paint job was on those. Um, I as long as we don't get the Falcon treatment, right? Like,
yeah,
make it a good looking man. Flynn was a good looking man with a butt chin. You know what I mean? Dark hair. Like, that's the way he needs to be. He ain't no Miss Doubtfire, motherfucker.
yeah.
I love the boots. Love the boots, man. Oh my God, I love them boots.
I'm good with this dude, man. I hope I
Woo!
hope this is the final
Fire.
production. Now,
Fire.
I know Crow had mentioned that he thought the beret set up too high, but I think they just don't have it pushed down on his head very far.
Maybe not.
Because you can see his little curl there.
Yeah,
So
they
I think
want to
it's just
show that
not pushed
patch.
down.
They want to show that
Yeah.
patch too.
So I think they just didn't push it down far enough. And you can probably heat it and push it down a little
Maybe
further.
so. I mean, but
So-
yeah, I'm all good with it though. And then this
So
guy right
we got
here.
this dude. So what is this to you? To me, this is a green shirt trooper.
It's a cartoon green shirt to me,
That's what I think. And they've got him
especially with that
labeled.
bright green.
Yep, they got him labeled green shirt, retro, or Mass Device.
Gotta be
So
Mass Device.
you get the black head sculpt and the hands, and then you also get a white one, and that's what they're doing with the retros. So I really think that's exactly what this dude's going to be. Comes with the standard kind of generic weapons.
Yeah.
Got the Duke gun and the XMLR whatever laser rifle. And then
I
he's got
love that
stands.
rifle. Any
I
of
do
those
too.
guys that come from that, I mean, look, I know they've given them to some of these other figures, retro and otherwise. Any of the cartoon ones, man, I think for the most part they need to come with that rifle.
I do too.
Like for real.
I got Grunt posed with it.
Yeah.
Grunt stays with it on the shelf. I guess I had Scarlet with it for a minute. I love that rifle.
This is so funny. I was just looking at this chat. I love these guys. They're so
I know
damn
it's
funny.
so funny.
And then Woody's like, great, 50 of those green shirts.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, man. Like, good Lord.
Do you have anybody from BBTS on speed dial yet, Woody?
Oh man, he might have somebody from BBL on speed dial. No, I was just kidding. I'm trying to figure out what Loves Mule said already. What was that? What was that in reference to? I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I saw that. I was trying to think what we said, and I don't know.
She'll say.
She'll let us know. So yeah, retro Duke with that.
Oh, sorry, you just hit
rifle.
that. Yeah. I love this color. I'm good with it, and I think cartoon accurate. Give me that. I'm totally good with that too.
He
If
says
that's the
yes.
green.
Yeah, I love the bright green, man.
Yeah.
And then you got the helmet with the visor.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, maybe that was it. Boy, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's what she's talking about. You already
she's-
out of the fudge she made for you.
She's way behind. Then you need to,
Yeah, a little bit. She
need to
might
move
be.
the slider.
Yeah, she might need to put it on 1.25 or something. Yeah, Bobby, as far as classifieds, give us a scientist with 3 optional heads: Dr. Mulaney, Dr. Lucifer, and one that the guy that made the map. I would like to see a Dr. Venom. You
Dr.
know,
Venom, man.
would be fine with me. I'd love to see them do a Quinn actually in
Quinn.
classified. Would be good
That's
with
where
me.
they need to go. That's where
I'm
they
with
need
you.
to go
I'm
is
with you.
comic stuff and do Sunbow and do comic
Yeah,
characters.
I'd be
Uh,
good with that.
so yeah, here we got Law and Order looking good. We've looked at them. So here's retro Televiper.
I'll take it.
This is the Aryan Viper.
Yeah, evidently.
He's just the white dude this time
Yeah,
that we
I
get.
mean,
So
well, if you're gonna do if that's what you're doing a retro, then that's what what you're gonna do. I mean, if it's you're
but
just gonna match it, but they gave him extra. I don't understand giving the extra head sculpts though.
oh, well, I can't zoom in. So it has what we talked about wanting on the first one over here on the left. It
Oh,
says
the red
alert.
writing. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
now, yeah, okay. I couldn't see it, and actually, until
yeah,
you just said something, I did not notice it, even when I prior looked at
yeah.
these pictures. Yeah, that's what I want. I want
So
that. I want the
that
yeah. I'm good with this.
one is alert and one says what the question mark. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
down for that, man. Uh So yeah, I'm down all day for these right here. This was really the only thing that I thought was missing from the first Televiper.
I agree with you 100%. Regardless of the head or the color or whatever, and like what he's saying, people should be complaining. They already gave us a Black Python Patrol Officer, which I actually really like. I
I
love that
love that
figure.
figure.
I do
I
too.
love it.
And I couldn't believe I found him at Target. I was like, how they still have one? It said people will create drama with it. Doesn't need to be. Yeah, I think if you're gonna do the retros, it's like just stick to the if the retro in fact is what you're gonna do, whereas like the cartoon whatever. But I'm like, if you're gonna do the retro, just stick to whatever it was. But yes, the one thing, regardless of the color of the figure or whatever, right? The the graphic or the imaging on the visors would be more important to me
Yeah,
because yeah, we talked about it. That would be more important to me than probably anything else. I just think it needs that. That's something people asked for. So
yeah.
thankfully it's something they're giving us, and I can't wait. Like that's awesome. I love
So
that.
this is one that I was wondering how they were going to do a retro version of it, but it's different
Yeah.
enough. Got the rolled up sleeves. These are
Hmm.
silver on the backpack. The hose is silver. It's
Yeah.
black on the other one. So I will probably wind up getting a couple of these. I love the
Oh,
Televiper
sure.
man. It's one of my favorite trooper dudes. So I am excited for this dude.
Yeah, repaint. Yeah, if you could fit all that on there, War Chest, good luck
Yeah, you got
repainting
some
all that.
you got some steady hands. So here's our finished shot of Frag Viper we were talking about.
I like it a lot better when I've seen the finished, so-called finished product, right?
I don't like it much better.
I mean, it's not. Again, this is somebody that I don't have any particular huge draw to emotionally or whatever. But I like it all together. Um, I'm a little confused on that weapon. Uh, it,
It's
it
a
looks like one of
grenade
those
tosser.
Jai things that people use it when they play Jai.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
I don't know what the
it's
fuck that is. It doesn't even.
also been compared to the tennis ball launcher for
So
dogs.
so Woody, this is one of his top figs from the Real American Hero line. I need to see more angles. I need to see what this weapon is. Like I don't know what man, I'd like it a lot better if it was Sydney Sweeney under that mask. I'll promise you that.
Under them sheets.
Man, don't even get me. Holy moly. Um yeah, 25 years ago maybe. Um but I like the detail. I like the detail on this. He's got the Cobra sash.
Homecoming Queen of Springfield High.
Yeah, it's a different mask head sculpt though than what we've gotten. I'm cool with that. It's something different. That's a different. Also the pack, right? The clip on with the vest, so to speak. That's different. Isn't that all original with the two buckles and the belt?
Um,
Is that?
yeah,
I
I
think
think
so.
so.
I don't know
I've
anybody else
got
that
him.
has it.
Yeah, I've got him, but I mean, he's buried. I didn't, I didn't play with this guy a whole lot, really.
I'm not a big fan of the like clip on the wrist weapon type stuff. I like things that are being held. I just don't, and so with this, I don't know what this is. I mean, what is it?
It's the launcher. He launches grenades like the hose is a feed
So
tube.
literally, he's just doing like whoop, like that. Is
Yeah,
that what that is?
he is a grenade viper. He throws
Right.
frag grenades and the back. I'm trying to see if there's a shot of the backpack on here. Yeah, so these are all
Okay, down
mine
the
grenade.
tube into
Yep,
the reservoir and then down to the Jili equipment in which
yep.
he scores a goal. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, Matthew says Frag Viper's not for me. Mendoza looks interesting enough, but the arm launcher is questionable. Me too. Matthew wants Night Viper. I agree. I just looked at Night Viper today.
yeah. So
Derek's passing on it, but
the
very
first
popular
thing
game. Yeah, I bet.
the first thing I thought when I saw the final these shots of this figure,
uh,
like you were talking about, is this thing gonna pop off his wrist? But it looks like he holds it here,
yeah, it
which is
looks like
what
it's
some
got
of
a
these
handle.
yeah, these wrist weapons absolutely need. So maybe it
Yeah.
won't, because I'm looking at it thinking the thickness of that hose, like
Right.
there's no way that thing's gonna be bendy enough. So I'm
See,
glad
that's
they
what
give him the handle.
I'm curious, but it's in segments, right? And the
Yeah.
segments may, depending on how they make that, may do enough. But you're right, and you may have issues with that thing staying in a certain position unless you can only put it in one. You know what I'm saying? Like you can
Yeah,
only maybe put in one position or have his arm at a certain angle. Otherwise,
'cause
you're always going to have problems with it.
this is all we've seen. We haven't seen any shots of him really like this, like these production finished type shots of him
Right.
moving it around or anything. So I'm
Right.
wondering if you do his arm in any position other than that, raise it, is that hose gonna make it do this or some
That
kind of
yeah,
weird
that's what I mean. I
yeah,
mean, it's just it's very foreign to me. It was not a person that I was into when I was little. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense, Woody, that's just kind of how they would. Because I think if it was only a wrist snap-on kind of deal, it would be. There's no
yeah.
way it would work. There's no way it
Not
would work.
hand for sure.
No. But
Because
even
I
now, I think
lost
it'd
that
be
thing.
unwieldy.
I lost that thing. Like I don't I didn't- that was one of the first things I lost with this figure. So
Yeah.
um that's so I've seen Matthew and War Chest both Night Viper. I think that's one that they're holding back. Kind of like they're doing with some of the original 13. I think there's so many people that want Night Viper. They're waiting on that one, kind of
Yeah.
building up to it. There were a lot of people I saw when Saw Viper was first announced that were kind of pissed because they really wanted Night Viper and felt like they should have. He was such a much better figure, like more popular than
Right.
Saw Viper. That
Right.
so I think they're sandbagging on Night Viper.
It could be. As we get into our topics here in the next hour, there's one that I'm going to bring up that might uh, jog some memories for some people.
Yeah, we need to get on into that too. So is it coffee time? It is for me.
Um, yeah, coffee time. You need to hit the head real quick. I can do the same, and then we're gonna get into our topic, man. Because is this the last one on
Yes.
the reel? That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yep.
So why don't you do that? And I need a little refresh, but also if y'all have noticed, I've been sucking down this coffee and taking a sip about every minute and a half or two 2 minutes. Shit runs through me now. Getting old sucks.
Yeah,
Uh,
it does.
I'll
All right,
highlight a
I'll be
little
back.
bit of this chat. You're good, man. You're good. Take your time. Do what you got to do. Yeah, Woody. The hose being troublesome on the ARAH as well. I can only imagine. right, especially back then, but popping off and stuff that always had tried to fit on the pegs, hoses and stuff like that were such a pain in the ass. I could see that with this one. Um, and then Shane, yeah, man, we usually do about 3 hours, buddy. So you're good from 9 Eastern or 8 Central, right up until 11 or 12 Eastern, 11 Central. Let's see. War Chest says Saw Viper looks like he needs to talk to his cardiologist to check his blood sugar. He just looks like an armored up guy to me, right? I mean, just armored up, head to toe, almost like a heavy soldier, right? Or a heavy SWAT soldier or something like that. And that was somebody I didn't have. And of course, I know the history and the comics and everything. For those of you that collected them and everything, I know the history. I was not buying the comics by then, but I know a bit of that history. But I think we're going to start to get into some of these figures for me that I'm not very familiar with. I am good up until about 88 to 89. And then I started high school in the fall of 89. And that's where really, literally, my collecting stopped, just completely cut off. And so I know we're going to get a point where there's some of these guys. That's why I'm glad. And what's up, Wraith Mace in the house? Good to see you, buddy. That's why I'm glad that they're going to do some of the cartoon. I hope they do some of the comic accurate. I hope they, with the retros, I think the retros are somewhat of a cheap grab. Um, I'm glad that they're doing them though, because yes, I want a 6 inch flint figure that's accurate to what the 3 3/4 looked like. But but I want them to go in those other directions because I'm not going to kid you. Like once they start getting into 90, 91, 92, 93, like I'm probably out. Um, because I just wasn't collecting then, and I thought things got super goofy. Once you start adding the electronic backpacks that talk and say things, once you start adding the spring-loaded missile launcher giant backpacks or big giant square guns that were supposed to be missile launchers and stuff like that, for me, I was out at that point. And I look at the color schemes and I look at, the Star Brigade. Do I think they could do something cool with like Star Brigade and stuff like that? I do. And as we get into my list and we get into our list here of like, we took 5 figures that we just don't care for. And a lot of those, are kind of from past my time. I don't know about him, but as we get into those lists, you'll kind of get an idea for that. But yeah, as we got into like Star Brigade and the Street Fighter shit, and I was out by then. So I don't know how far they plan on going with this line. I don't know if they're going to plan on going that far, And then the drug enforcement guys and all that, the toxic stuff, and all that stuff's super foreign to me, honestly. And I just don't know if they're ever going to go there with the classified or not. I don't think they will because some of those accessories would be just too much, too much to add. Yeah, Wraith Mace, I just highlighted that one there. He just stopped in, man. Everybody just saying hey to him. Give me a second. I definitely gotta go hit the head now. I'll be right back, sir.
All right, we'll be here.
Cobra.
Cobra. As I got up and stirred Pretzel up. I'm like, no, dude, I told you before I come in here, you already knew. So Ronnie Trickshot 90s is my jam. I would have never imagined that with this dude as your profile picture. Although, have you ever cosplayed as Xandar? you got the hair a little shorter. But so some of these 90s guys, they weren't all, we talk about them like Pop Blender and I talk about them like they're the worst stuff ever. There were some really good figures mixed in amongst some of those really bad figures. Like I'm like him. I don't really like most of the like the Eco Warriors and all of that. However, Cesspool, I want cesspool badly. I love cesspool. I know that's going to open the floodgate for the rest of them because you can't have the eco villain dude without the rest of them. But cesspool was a fantastic freaking figure. So there are some standouts amongst some of those 90s figures, but overall, man, they're not my jam. Like I mentioned, my last figures were 92. Like I had Slice and Firefly V2, Neon Firefly, and I only bought him because he's Firefly supposedly, but we all know that wasn't Firefly. So AliExpress may have the headhunters minus the heads, so I can't wait to see what they do with Headman. I really liked those guys, Headman and the Headhunter Stormtroopers. They were past my time as I was getting out. I wasn't into them. I mean, they were out when I was still collecting. I wasn't really into them, but I did get them later. I went through a period in the early 2000s when GI Joe first really started coming back good, and the Image comic was out. We were getting the Joe vs. Cobra line. I went back and bought quite a few of those 90s Joes, men on card, and you could still get them those reasonable back then. Of course, we were only, you know, 8 years or whatever, 6, 8 years out from those figures, but you could still get them pretty reasonable back then. And I had quite a few of them. But I had Headman, and I had the Stormtrooper, had Cesspool. I had another one of the Eco Warriors, and I don't even remember which one it was. I had said General Flag. I had several of those guys. See what's going on. Oh, Voltar was your last figure. Okay. That was a good one to give up with. Although, because we're going to get Voltar, they're going to have to give us Voltar and classified. And with those colors sprucing him up a bit, I think he'll be dope whenever we get him in classified. So he's never gonna cosplay anything. This trick shot would divorce me. So Shane Mole Rats is as close to zombies as I want. I like my zombie stuff, but in Joe's, I mean, I could make it work up here in my head, but you guys know how much I like the mole rat figures because I keep picking them up, even though their arms fall off. That's as close as I want to actual dead ass gonna eat your brain zombies. But if they made them and they look cool, I'd probably get them. What were the Toxo zombies? What year were they? When did we see those? Were they just in, what was it, the Pursuit of Cobra? They didn't actually come out in the Real American Hero line, did they? Because I'm having a hard time remembering because I was out on those later figures. I just giving him dirty looks because he's gonna make me take him out. So he just he had surgery last week, so having to keep an eye on him. 92. Okay. 92. So they came out with Cesspool. I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't remember looking at those guys. I'm gonna look right now. What were they? Oh, they're probably under Eco Warriors. There they are. Toxo Zombie, Cobra Toxic, Disaster Trooper. So I don't think I ever even remember seeing this dude in the store. So of course we're looking at 3D Joes here. No, man. He's not for me.
Look at some bitch.
I like this. I like the
Nope.
I like
No, no, absolutely not.
well, I like the face mask here, the busted face where you can
Yeah.
see his zombie face. I had to look him up because I didn't remember this guy. Uh,
He might have ended up on my list of, of figures that I looked at that I thought were just, you know, I mean,
there's a lot of love for this guy in
there
chat.
is. I'm seeing it, man. It all, you know, here's the deal. It all depends on when you came into the line at that age, right? In 92 I was a senior in high school, and for me I was not yet playing drums with a band, not until like my spring of my senior year was I playing in a band in town and playing little bars and shit. But you know, I was in drumline and just focused on so many other things and stuff. And so for me, I was far removed from collecting at that point. It had been probably early 89, you know, or mid or maybe late 89 when I started high school that fall, because I immediately went right into band and marching band and stuff. And it just, there was just no time. And also too, just getting older, you know, you age out, it happens.
Yeah.
That happened for me. And so it just depends on your age and kind of where you fell in. So for you and I, a lot of these figures and the ones I picked on my list of 5 guys that I thought are maybe they could do something cool with them, in my mind, they're figures that I wasn't into that I think are not that cool. But to others, they were right in the middle of it. You know, these are
Yeah.
their Joes, right?
Yep.
You know, for me and you, it's like the green shirts and the wave two, basically, when we really got into it, was like that second wave, and then we had to go back and try to trade and get all them guys that were no longer made.
Yep. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and get your list pulled up if
That's
you want to
cool.
start talking about your first one. Because I we we need to go through these quick as we can. So I think instead of going back and forth, we'll just each do our
Yeah, that's
five.
fine. That's
Uh,
fine.
if you if you want to go ahead and get your first one, I'm gonna have to run pretzel out
Go ahead. Go ahead.
real
You're good.
quick.
Yeah, you're
So
good.
I hate to leave again right after I got back, but
You're
if he
fine.
if he paces more than a couple times, I don't have any children to yell at to take mine out. So
Yeah,
I'll
no,
be right
you're
back.
good. I've got mine loaded up on a folder, and I've
All
got
right,
them all saved. So
I'll be
you're
right back.
good. Yeah, you know, you can listen to that shit on your phone while you're outside, man. All right. So yeah, I'd buy that for $1, Shark Eyes. Toxo Viper versus Ice Cream Soldier. Taste the rainbow. And of course, we know they're going to do Ice Cream Soldier, right? And yeah, like you, Dave, I was out in 89. All right. So without further ado, let's see if I can get the banner up. So you had 2024 leaks. I hope 20. Okay, that's old. You really know. Maybe these okay, so these banners are not quite maybe current. All right, so um, War Chest. If you're still in the chat, I'll go ahead and bring up my first one that I think would be cool to be made. And as I was going through my list, this one doesn't look super goofy, but at the same time, uh, I thought this guy was kind of like, you know, I don't know. So it's kind of a twofold thing for me. Let's see. Let me bring him up here. Sorry, y'all. Come on, let's go. All right. There we go. Desert Scorpion. All right, Desert Scorpion. Um, I think this would be a cool trooper for them to do that came out a little bit later after my time. Um, this was not a figure that I was super, you know, when I started looking through this list
You're gonna
and
make some
started,
people mad with that one.
I know I am. But when I started going through this list and kind of looking at some of the figures from back in the day, to me, this one kind of just, I was like, okay, I don't know. I'm not really crazy about the face mask, although I get it. Um, the colors kind of, I get it. It fits with the desert, but for me, I was like, okay, this is the first one. It gets a little wackier as we go on, but this is the first one. I was like, I don't know what would make this figure cool if they did it was a combination between the original line and then if they did the let's see, if they did the newer figure where they had the Scorpion backpack. So if you do the Robo Scorpion backpack with it, an articulated Scorpion like Daredevil. This was what, 2002 or so, 2004, 2002, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Is when they did this one. Then I would be super super happy with this one. Let's see. It's a little weird for me too trying to share this because since I don't have my normal thing where I could just swap screens, where I just swap from one to the other. I have to present it and then add it to the stage. This guy, if they had this guy, the articulated Scorpion, I think this would really be awesome if they did this figure and added that backpack or whatever, especially if it was a backpack because it was
Like,
on like the 2002.
like Nemesis, this little
Right.
creature.
It was just a black Scorpion, I think, on the original one.
Yeah, I've still got. That's one of the only figures I have complete.
It
Still is that
really
original. That I've got all of his stuff.
and I get the functionality of it. It's just as I was looking through the list, this was the first one that kind of jumped out at me. And when I saw the little, the black Scorpion with him and everything, and I thought, okay, it's kind of goofy. I'm not crazy about those colors, but I do think that ultimately they could really do something like super, super, super cool with the Desert Scorpion. I'm assuming they're going to go that route at some point in time. I do like the look of the one that's from 2002 better than that original one, even though those figures are not quite as solid, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of a little not quite as I guess good put together.
There's some
As
weird construction on those. I had all
right,
of them,
thin.
dude.
They're very thin. The legs are thinner and all kind of stuff. So for me, that was right off the top. I was like, okay, that would be a cool one. Here's another one. And actually, real quick, I did want to show just to show that particular. There we go. Whew, a lot of steps. All right, just to show the original one. And when I look at this, and I'm just kind of like, okay, we got a little Mad Max. I get it. He's got the bare arms, but you wouldn't really want that in the desert per se, with sand and shit. But I think the having the kind of what the hell is that flap thing that you have behind the hat? Somebody knows the official name for it, whatever, like Dusty has,
Yeah.
whatever. But I think it'd be a really cool figure that they could redo, and especially if it looked more like the one they did in like 2002. I think that'd be really awesome. But anyway, so that's the first one. The second one, I would like to see them, and I really do not like this figure. I think this figure looks super goofy because if you go to the original to this one, I think that this version of the eel looks hideously stupid, especially underwater. I mean, it just stands out. You would want an eel to be more, you'd want it to be more covert, right?
That son of a bitch was on the last one of these lists we made.
I think you would. Now, here's the thing though. The robotic shark, I'm cool with that. Right? I think that'd be a cool accessory. He could maybe even ride the son of a bitch. Like that would be cool.
I'm just picturing somebody riding a dolphin.
Free my Willie. So, oh wait, that was an orca, right? Anyway,
Only if they name it Bruce.
so
It's got to be named Bruce.
but dude, I think they could do something really cool with this eel with these colors, a little bit muted, something different. I just, whenever I look at this version of the eel, and I think to myself, like, look what they done to you, dude. Look what they done to you. And then they put these flares at the bottom of your pants like it's supposed to make you swim faster. And you got these like fins on the side of your fucking pants. This shit looks dumb. I'm sorry. That shit looks dumb. But
He looks like he's wearing the basketball pants
but
with the
he's
snaps.
supposed to
And
be
the bottoms are
aerodynamic. Yeah,
unsnapped.
right. Yeah, yeah. And he's got tearaways. And
Yeah.
then the helmet with the fins on it. I get it. It's supposed to be, everything had the red visor. They were all about that red visor in the 90s. They loved this
Oh
red
man,
visor
yeah.
shit. And so I'm thinking, look, you could do something cool with this. It'd be a cool accessory with the shark. I'm a-okay with that. I know maybe some people are gonna hate me because they're like, this was my eel, and I'm like, well, it wasn't my eel. But I just like the covert action of the actual eel, of what it was supposed to be, to
Yeah.
me would be, something that like maybe muted. You could have shades of the yellow in there, a cross between the old and the new. Yeah, that eel is ass cheeks, and they ain't clapping either. I can tell you that much. All right,
No.
my next one. I would like to see I would like to see this version of sci-fi. I would like to see this version of sci-fi. Uh, do I want the lime green mold, Jello mold from Thanksgiving sci-fi? Um, inside baseball. Um, yes, I want that sci-fi. But would I like to have this one? Do I think they could do something cool with this with the actual uniform itself? Yes, I do. I would like to see maybe obviously with the removable helmet with the clear visor or something like that. But looking at this figure, it's like this is so far away from sci-fi, right? Because the only sci-fi you have in your mind is the original one.
Green RoboCop.
Right. And with the silver and all that, but this one here, I think they could actually do something really really cool with it and make it different, maybe make it the with the pants and everything. And if you look at the detail on this, on the artwork especially, whether those are rivets, I don't know what the hell those things are. But but I was like, the cannon thing on the shoulder, fine. They were all about that. Directed energy expert. I had one of those actually work on my cable one time, my fiber, and but um but yeah, I think they could do something with this sci-fi. I think this is as far away from sci-fi as you could get because the name itself, when you look at the original one, it's like, yeah, yeah, I can see where that motherfucker's name would be sci-fi.
Yeah, and I don't
Right.
know that one. I I think they'd have to do something different with the weapon for him, but I
I
could
think the
see the
weapon, yes.
design.
Yeah, but the design with
Design's
the
not bad.
gray and I think could be very cool. I think they could do something cool with that. It would be very, very different. So, and then I've got two more. This guy, which this might also piss some people off. I don't know. Maybe you like this guy. I think this motherfucker looks stupid as hell, but they could do something with him, and that is the Ninja Forces Artan. I
Oh
think
god.
I think we could probably gussy this son of a bitch up a little bit. I love, and you know how the artwork got worse as the line went on. Did you notice that? You ever seen the
You
pictures of Roadblock from like
yeah.
'92, and he has no neck, and he's just like got his he's like "Ugh," he's got his mouth open. He looks goofy as shit. The artwork got so much worse as it went on,
You
and some
mentioned
of the
Sloth
artists I like
Goonies.
actually worked on these.
You mentioned Sloth from Goonies earlier, and there he is with a mohawk
Right. I mean, this
on the
artwork is
art.
terrible. And again, this is like some of the artists that worked on this stuff is, yes. Ronnie, dude, you've been on point all night tonight.
Sydney Sweeney in
All
disguise.
night. Sydney Sweeney with a mohawk. Yes, I will clap them cheeks all night long. So, Zartan, Master of Disguise, he's actually disguised as a New Yorker from 1984, hanging outside of a gay bar.
He was an
Um,
extra in the beginning of the first Terminator.
Yes, he was also in Mad Max Road Warrior as well. But no, they could do something with this. I mean, okay, give me the bow, the compound bow. Right now, I hate this, the weapons pack on here. I think this shit
Tree.
is terrible, man.
Yeah.
And when they started going to
They just
that,
got
because
lazy.
yeah, they got lazy. And but the compound bow, you could still work with the colors. Um, again, master of disguise kind of thing. But I am a little surprised they did not include this head with the master of disguise Zartan that came out a few years ago. But
That would have been a good inclusion
I
for
think it
that
would have been. I
pack.
think it would have been fun. It would have been a nice nod to the Ninja Force. But nonetheless, so that is one of them. I've got, let's see, okay, one more and then one more. I have I think this would be a fun one to do for those of you that like these Cobra figures, the incinerators. I think this would be a cool one to do. Now I know this one has these weird ball thingies that they can. Weapon
Comes with two
really?
giant balls.
Weapon really shoots. No shit, Sherlock. Do we
It
even need
is
that? We had
too.
our imagination, assholes. We didn't need weapons that really shot, especially when you can't even barely hold them up and do it.
I've
Um,
got those things. That dude actually looks pretty good.
I think
I've
that the
still got his balls.
I think, well, keep them in a box. I think the incinerators right here, I think that would be a great idea. It would be a great figure that they could do with the orange even and the red with the right design. Get rid of the big weird whole face helmet, faceplate thingy, visor, whatever. Do something a little bit different with that. But I think they could have some fun with this, with the incinerators as a flamethrower team for Cobra. I think that would be fun. This figure just looks, this figure somewhat embodies everything about 1990s GI Joe for me. Without the pink. But yeah, it just I not and
I,
the digital background on the card and all that
I
shit.
thought that was one. I always thought that was one of the better ones. He and Crimson Guard Immortal. I always
Okay,
thought were a
very
couple of the
similar,
better ones. Yeah.
very similar in a way. To me, not so much, but that's just me. And then let's see this guy right here. If we're gonna do the futuristic space shit, then give me Star Brigade, Robo Joe. Let's go fucking crazy. Let's go nuts. Let's do Terminator. Let's do GI Joe Terminator. Let's do Android. I want to read to you guys just so if you've forgotten, okay, just in case you've forgotten what his file card says. I'm gonna read it to you. I am stronger. I am faster. I am Robo Joe. Greg Scott, a scientific engineering genius, was working in his laboratory one night on top secret plans for robotic battle armor suit needed to fight Cobra in space. Suddenly, his lab was raided by Destro, uh, and that's copyrighted, by the way, who managed to capture some of the plans and fatally wounded the young inventor, leaving him a shattered shell of a man. G.I. Joe scientists used the remaining plans to rebuild his broken body, and Robo Joe was born with a permanently integrated bio armor spacesuit linked with silicon wires, computer chips, and muscle tissue. Now, this wonderful half man, half robot fights alongside his Star Brigade teammates, seeking justice and revenge on Destro. Copyrighted. He doesn't design robotic battle armor anymore. He is it.
So first off, they built him. They only built him with the remaining plans. So Destro didn't take all the plans. So
The
so
shit. Robo Joe, you are the chosen one. I have the high ground. Yeah, it's like if as a fifth grader, if I
it's
wrote a short for Robo Joe, that would be it. And it even says now this. It says powerful, half man, half robot. I said wonderful. That's so stupid. It's the fucking Star Brigade shit.
That's so bad.
I'm sorry, but this is suddenly the lab was raided by Destro, trademark, who managed to capture some of the plans and fatally wounded. Fatally means usually dead. The young inventor, leaving him a shattered shell of a man. Well, no, it wasn't fatal because he lived. He's half Terminator.
He had a few more of those plans on a floppy disk somewhere. And
you were supposed to bring balance to the Joes, not destroy them, Destro. Oh my God. Anyway, Robo Joe is my final entry into. Could they do something cool with this? Yes, they could. They could give us this big hulking motherfucker of an android Joe and probably do something pretty cool with it. If I had to guess.
I think Ramen is doing those in his Centurion line. That's what I see when I look at that fucking dude.
It does. But like, I think, look, T2, right? T2. Yeah. This was probably inspired by Terminator 2 / the space shit. But anyway, so those are just a few. Desert Scorpion being the most normal one. The eel probably being the next normal one, and then from there, whatever. But anyway, so that's my list. Give me yours. Give me your list.
All right, so here's one. I'm gonna start with one. I actually have two on this list that we're gonna get for sure, and I'm gonna start with one that I'm surprised wasn't on your list,
right?
And that is this son of a bitch right here.
Okay. All right.
He is 100% going to be showing up within the next year announced. There's no way we're not getting this goofy bastard.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I think we will totally get him, and they will classify him up and get rid of all of the little bolt-on, whatever the hell they are, dreidels he's got, and maybe do away with some of the Lobot-looking technology. They'll tone his colors down a little bit. They'll probably keep the base colors, but they'll tone that green down, make it a little more muted, somewhere between that and an olive, I think, a drab. And they will make him what he is in the IDW run, where he was like the Joe's interrogation guy. He's the deceptive warfare. So he's in PsyOps. So that was I'm interested in PsyOps type stuff. That's what my dad was in when he was in the Army. So
mind control.
Yep. And interrogation techniques, all of that kind of stuff, deceiving the enemy. But they went a really cool direction with this guy in the IDW comics, the 155 to 300. He was in the Chuckle story. So I hated this figure. I've always hated this figure, but this is an idea of them taking a cool concept,
right,
and something that could have been really awesome, and trying to future it up way too much and really shit in the bed with it.
I'm with you, man. This motherfucker had radar on his motherfucking wrist.
He should have been. He should have been SETI.
Can you see him? Can you see him out in the field, like doing some shit like this? Like, hang on, guys. I'm gonna. Hang on. I think I got the.
I gotta move.
Wait. I think I can get it. Like, hang on. If I do this, I think I can get both of my radars.
Maybe if I put them together, I can get a better signal.
So, Wonder Woman. What is it?
So I really, really always hated this
Oh,
figure
that's
and wished
great.
he could have been something better. And
Yeah.
yes, he was. Matthew mentioned it. I think he was in. He was part of Tiger Force. So not only are we gonna get him, we're gonna get him twice before it's said and done.
Oh, come on, man. Shit. Do
Yeah,
we
before it's
need him
over with.
twice? Do we need
No,
him twice though?
no, we didn't need most of them twice, but so I, yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you there, War Chest. And yeah, if Psych Out looked like Sydney Sweeney, I'll take them radars all day long, like a fembot.
yeah, I'll take a look at them radars. So, all right, so moving on to my next one is one that was absolutely stupid, and I know there's probably a couple people here that like this guy, and this is Bullhorn. He's a, uh, he's the intervention specialist.
This motherfucker.
So he comes with a giant bullhorn. He comes with a sniper
You don't
rifle
say.
and a gas gun. So first he's gonna talk to him, then he's gonna try and flush him out,
Oh,
and then he's
shit.
just gonna shoot him through the window.
Yeah, he's
So
like, fuck it. I'm just
does
whatever it takes.
does GI Joe negotiate with terrorists?
Look at that
Is what I
gun.
want to know.
Look at that
So
damn gun that he's holding. And then he's like, I got my case too. We're not messing around here.
he's got like, can you imagine how
Fully
heavy this
equipped.
dude's shit is that he carries?
He does look a little bit like Tunnel Rat in the
bit.
package without his
But
gear.
he also has this absolutely ass looking helmet that he puts on. Why? I guess it is the gas mask for his gas gun.
It is.
But-
And you better be careful.
but-
Matthew's going to come after you for that shit.
So the gas gun, like what? How far does it shoot?
Yeah,
Like, isn't he shooting it in.
he's got
somewhere?
it looks like a sniper. He's got a sniper rifle.
Yeah, he's got both.
And then the gas gun, though, you're right. How far does the gas gun go? And it's like, well, yeah, of course he needs the gas mask because that shit only, I mean, depending on how far how the wind's blowing, you're kind of fucked.
So they could take this dude. They got to do something. They got to do something with his face because he looks like with his head sculpt. He looks like he is working in a dirty ass kitchen, and like he's got a hairnet. And
Order 63 is up.
he got some
Let me
brown
get this
gravy.
burger.
Got some brown gravy on his face or something. So they wouldn't even really have to do much with the colors for him, but
Right.
modernize his bullhorn thing and modernize his weapons. And I think this guy probably could fit into the Joe line because we've got Shockwave. Why does GI Joe need a SWAT guy?
Yeah, that's true.
Why did they ever need a SWAT guy? You got the most elite military unit in the world, and they got door kicker Joe. So they might as well have try to talk them down and let them send the hostages out, Joe, too.
Spray him with gas and knock him out. Isn't that in the very first, like, gas? Ugh.
So what's up, Mr. Mad Gus? How you doing,
Hey,
man?
what's up?
So there's my second one. Is that's that
cool.
goofy son of a bitch. I'm gonna save one for last. I'm gonna go. Gotta find this one here real quick because I am looking at 3D Joes and those
That's cool.
menus are.
Yeah. I should have probably just went to 3D Joe's, but instead I saved a bunch of pictures today. I renamed them so they'd be in order and all that. And I'm like,
That's what I usually do.
Well, but you know what? Because I'm not on my stream technically. When I go to share something, there's a couple extra steps that you have to go through, It's not as
Yeah.
fluid, and so in my mind, I was thinking, but it's not quite that way. So I'll remember that for next time, to not have as many slides saved, and maybe I can combine them onto one picture.
It's when you do it, because I do it and I just order them, I just number them, and it's
Mm-hmm.
a little easier. So here's one that I don't know what they were thinking with this poor dude, but he did have a really cool accessory. This is one that Woody's probably going to get 16 of if they make him. Um, this is Wild Boar. Wild Boar is the Razorback driver for the Iron
Okay.
Grenadiers.
Okay.
So this dude looks like something that they would shoot out of a cannon at a circus. Um, I don't understand why he's got the helmet with the hose, but he looks like knockoff Daredevil. And if we ever got this thing, I think they could really bring this dude up and make him something similar to a Hiss driver. But they really looks like they skimped on. You can't really tell in the picture, but he's got some sculpting here
Right.
on his chest. He's got like a sash with some buckles and stuff on it. So they was just saving money and didn't want to paint this dude.
Yeah.
But they're pretty tough, rough and tumble, badass dudes. So I think whether or not we ever got the Razorback, which I don't think we would because it's pretty damn big, and it's really weird. But if they ever give us this dude as a troop builder in the Iron Grenadiers, yes, the Phantom.
Yes.
Yes,
I
the
was just
Phantom.
getting ready to say, yeah, Clint just nailed it,
I
right?
was I was thinking an old pulp superhero, but I couldn't put my
That's
finger on
it.
it. It's
No,
the
that's it.
Phantom.
That's exactly it,
Yep.
right?
So this dude here, I think they could do him justice. They just got to do something. Maybe not make the
Right.
helmet removable and do away with the hose or integrate it into the chest armor. But just do this dude, give him some Iron Grenadiers colors, maybe throw some gold on there, gold on
Right.
the buckle or something on the belt. But this is just a pretty generic throwaway figure as a driver, but he has some potential. So space
Yeah.
space Devo.
I knew a chick that had some potential.
Yeah. None of
Space Devo.
none of
That's
Chuck
true.
Love. Uh
Wild boar.
so so that is one guy that I think they could make and actually do something with. So
Okay.
next one I'm going to show is one that we are definitely going to get. It might be a minute before we do, but there's no way this figure is not going to be coming
He'll
in
mess
classified,
around.
and that is General Hawk V3.
Okay. I went across. I saw this dude today. I saw this dude today, and I was like, yeah, I could see this. I just don't know if they're gonna get this far,
I
right?
think they will.
You do?
Yeah, it's Hawk, man. I think they're going to do it because there's a lot of people from this era. This was 91. We got some people in the chat that they were all about this era of the figures,
Yeah,
and there's probably
yeah.
some people that this might have been their
I could
version of General Hawk.
I could see it. I just,
Damn,
man.
Matthew. I hate this figure so much.
Matthew loves every figure. Let's not,
He,
come on. He can find something to love about every single one of them. I firmly believe that. I don't think there's any figures that he really doesn't like. I think he could find something he likes about all of them. Daredevil
now,
Dave had that one too.
now what general is not flying around the
I hated most
battlefield
of them.
with in a jetpack and a mini claw with rockets dropping grenades? He's holding a grenade.
I'm with you. I mean, it actually, in retrospect, it's kind of like, yeah, they could probably do this one pretty cool, especially with just the backpack. Um, as Mr. Madgus says though, he does look
Yes.
like Buzz Lightyear, and that's interesting. I would have
This was a
never
while
thought
before
that.
before we knew who Buzz Lightyear was. But yes,
I
paint
mean,
him up.
I could see them doing something like really cool with this Hawk too, and maybe giving it more of
Did you
a.
say Hawk Tua?
I did. I did say I could see them doing something with Hawk Tua, like a lot of other people, evidently. But yeah, no, the maybe making it a little more uniform as far as like a U.S. Air Force or a something like that. The uniform, at least bringing that together with it rather than just camouflage, but maybe making it more like either it's kind of like an off-white uniform with some whatever, and then Ronnie's on a roll tonight, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawk Tua, Sydney Sweeney. I'd like Sydney Sweeney to Hawk Tua. Um,
Yep.
After years of contemplation, I might have to agree with you. The designs are pretty awesome through the line, says Matthew Matson. Uh, did you read Devil's Due? Is that
Yeah.
DDP, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
When
Devil's
Hawk was
Due. Yeah.
paralyzed and used the jetpack to save the day. I did not read that, however. I do think I have it on digital. Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
You do.
it's funny. The reason I said that though is because Matthew seems to be able to find the positive in most things,
Yeah.
and is able to kind of see through the bullshit in a way, right? Where me, I'm more cynical and I'm just like I'll just very dismissive. But I can see where he is really on the opposite side of that, and that's a good quality. Don't get me wrong, absolutely. That's why I was saying, it's just I think it's kind of funny because I think he could, even though figures he probably doesn't like, he could probably find the positive things in that figure that he probably could like. Where I'm just like, oh man, that thing's
Yeah.
bullshit,
Go with that damn figure. So,
Yeah,
but
but
this,
General Hawk, I could see where they could do something with this for sure. Yeah,
so they could go one of two ways with this figure. They could lose the awful headgear, lose the whole jetpack thing, turn his outfit more into body armor, and make him really
yes,
tactical.
yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
give him a helmet, give him a full face helmet if you want, but just turn him into a really tactical. That is the damn truth. Um, make him really
Yes, it
tactical,
is.
or or just fix this design, make him a deluxe figure like
Right,
Raptor was, give him
right,
a jetpack, but just make the figure like make sense like they did with Raptor, incorporate some of the design elements and make it look just not so goofy and hey, we are going for out of the blue space age looking crap. Make
right.
it a little more realistic, and I think they really could do something with this
Yeah.
dude, even though I hate this figure. So that is my number 4. And let me find my number 5 because I alluded to it earlier.
Hey, Mr. Magus, I would love Fatal Fluffies.
Uh
I would 100% love Fatal Fluffies in the classified line. Dude,
we
I'd
are
be all about that shit.
we're about to get them in Super 7.
And
They
you know
unveiled
what?
them today.
And compared to everybody else, I like the Super 7 shit. So sue me.
So this one is one that I alluded to earlier, and I'm glad that our Australian friends are here because I'm going to give this guy a little bit of
Oh,
love.
oi, down under? What?
And how about Skymate?
Skymate?
Skymate, the glider trooper from Air Commando.
Skymate, the glider trooper from down under.
Crikey.
Crikey.
So this poor goofy bastard has a pink boomerang. And his bow is actually, what's the bow called? It's actually not a compound bow, it's an actual weapon. But this poor guy with his pink boomerang and his clear transparent visor, I'm digging the rest of this figure. I like the yellow, I like the green on the boots and the thighs and the gloves matching. He's got arrows. He's got glider arrows. There you go.
He's got a pink boomerang, mate.
So,
And a pink helmet.
I've never seen this figure in person.
Foster's.
Ever. No, don't get him started on
Sorry,
Foster's.
I
No,
can't help.
he'll leave,
I can't help it. I can't help it.
especially
I've
if Stark
never.
Eyes is still here.
I do love the. I do love the Air Commandos hang glider though. I ain't gonna lie. That shit's pretty dope for a toy.
So he is from Queenstown, Australia, on assignment to GI Joe from the third Saber sign. I don't know what SGN is.
This
Sign
fucking
signal.
picture. This
I
picture.
know, dude.
This picture's
Australian
there. Oh my god.
Special Forces.
That's a
So
fucking
they've
pink hat.
Woomera. That's what it is. The spear thrower. The Woomera.
Wait,
Uh,
what?
he's handy with
Oh,
boomerangs,
he's
knives,
chucking a
and
spear.
woomeras.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
chucking a
spear
spear.
thrower. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that. Okay, sorry.
yeah, so yeah, he is absolutely getting ready to go
Stupid.
ham on some Cobra right there.
He obviously
So
looks like he's going ham on something.
yeah,
90s neon, I think, is what he's going ham on.
but he don't have that much neon.
It's weird. It's weird because the pink, like the pink and the with the hat and the
it's not even
yeah.
this. I know it's not even the same color. It's two different. It's like a pink and a
He
magenta.
could totally be like, for me, yeah, man, like this. I could see where they could do something with
The
him.
potential's there.
The potential's there. I'm with you. It's so funny just looking at this figure and looking at the color combination, y'all. Like think about this for a second. You've got your black and your yellow, and you go, okay, yeah, we got black and yellow. Like it's a great combination together. You've got two contrasting, extremes. Let's throw some green in there, right? And you're like, okay, all right, well, we can do, yeah, we can do the green for sure, man. Green boots, like the army.
Do
Let's
we
get this
have any of that?
motherfucker let's give this motherfucker a pink helmet. What do you think about a pink helmet?
Do we have any of that yellow left from the LV2?
Yeah, right. And it's like, but I really want him to have a pink helmet and a pink boomerang. Don't you think that shit would set off the yellow, black, and green? And it's like somebody sitting there going,
and on the glider, so this is the same symbol that he has around his wrist, and it is a glider arrow with a kangaroo in it. And I am in no way at all trying to make fun of anything Australian. I just want to say I think they could do something with this figure, and that should be the patch. That should be his insignia patch, for to designate that he's an Australian soldier, SAS, attached to GI Joe. But I was going through the figures, and I was like, I know they talk about this guy all the time, and I took a hard look at him, and I'm like, there's potential there for
yeah,
this guy. This
yeah, right.
figure is horrible. This poor dude right here, like, you want him to fall out of
It's
the
rough.
glider when you throw
Yeah,
it.
no,
So
that's rough. But I'm with you. I think they could do something really good with it. I do, and
Dingo
whether
eating
we'll ever
pink
get
hat.
there, I don't know. That yeah, exactly. A dingo ate my pink hat. I can't even. What the hell? There's so much about this dude, and then to make him like Australian too. I guess I just don't. I don't even get it. I really don't. But yeah, it's like I said. There's a lot going on here. I mean, black,
So,
green,
yeah.
yellow, pink. It just this is a mishmash, dude. But would they ever get? Do you think they'd ever get to? Oh my God, even the name Skymate. But do you think they'd ever come on, like seriously? But do you think they'd ever get to this point where they were doing like they can't do the gliders and stuff. The figures are too heavy at this point. I just don't think you could pull
Yeah,
anything like
no.
that off, right? But
HasLab glider.
yeah, right. But do you think they'd ever get to the point where they would maybe get something, get to something like this? I just don't.
If
I just
they
don't
ever
know.
did a subgroup of international attachments. Like
Right.
you could do a different version of Big Ben. You could throw this guy in there. So they, theoretically, there's a way that they
Right.
could find to bring some of these more obscure characters, international, that's how they could do it if they wanted
Yeah.
to get that deep into it.
Yeah, Mr. Madgus, yeah, you're all over that. Any Cobra trooper that misses him should be kicked out of Cobra. Yeah, without a doubt. Like that's it's kind of hard to miss that dude, and especially a headshot at that, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, you can't miss shooting at that damn bright ass hat. So.
And I guess thinking about it too, I guess, yeah, give him a 3-foot glider, right? I mean, Clint Jorgensen, yeah, give him
one of those styrofoam planes
they
that
can do a
used
flag,
to buy
they can do
and put
glider
together and throw them like we had out. And we'd
Oh,
throw
oh
out
no,
in the
I know
field next to my
exactly. Yeah,
house.
I love those, right? Like, yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, if there was a way, it would be super cool. But with the 6-inch scale now, I just don't know how, with the weight distribution and everything. I mean, I'm sure there's a will, there's a way. I just don't think we'll ever get to that point. I don't think this line is going to last long enough to get to that point.
I don't think we'd never get a glider, but
They're going to pivot.
That's just a way that they could introduce a character that way. Is if
they're gonna pivot.
International heroes.
Yeah, take the glider, just leave him on the shelf. I'm with you on that, right? Like, I am definitely with you on that. So
I'm finally gonna get to our main topic 10 minutes before we.
That's all right. That's all right. This won't take me super long. I figured that one would take a little bit longer. But like the other one, I have mine saved in a saved file, I guess. And what did I call it? I called it 7's Wild G.I. Joe Band. That's what I called it. Now, I've got a few members in my band. I do.
What type of music does your band play?
They're kind of new wave rock. Think maybe like let's see, how could I describe this? Think maybe Tears for Fears, Depeche Mode.
That is not the direction I thought you were going to go with that.
Yeah, no. Tears for Fears, Depeche Mode, maybe. Let's see. Who else would I throw into this category? Missing Persons, maybe. If you know who that band is, for those of you old school, you know Information Society. That's good too, Clint. Yeah. Because one of the guys you had in your list is one of the guys in my band.
Skymate's in your band?
Skymate is in my band. He flies across the sky and does streamers. No.
he halt air rights.
Yeah, Skymate's like from a land down under.
We were just talking about Vegemite the other night.
Quickly though, I do want to share this if I may. All right. If I may. And before we get started,
you didn't share it.
I didn't. Oh no. Well, let me back up and then I will share. But see, on when I'm doing mine on my StreamYard, all I have to do is just click it and go. Yeah. But on yours, I have to go and do the extra step, which is add it to stage. Normally, I have mine set to just automatically add to stage. Right. So I'll do it now.
We're called Slither. You'll be joining us soon. A band of vipers playing our tune. With an iron fist and a reptile's hiss, we shall rule.
That's a good stopping point.
There's the Zartan you were talking about before you
Yes,
cut
it
it into the
is.
mohawk.
Yep. Shaved all his damn hair. That son of a bitch.
I was trying
All
to
right.
headbang harder, but I was going to throw these earbuds out of my ear if I did.
All right. So yeah, I had that queued up and I was like, oh shit, I forgot I did have that thing queued up. So
Glad you reminded me. I got something too. Go ahead.
let me get to I guess who do I want to start with? I guess I want to start with the hype man. I want to get to the hype man. So I'll go ahead and share this file card right here. And this is the reason why barbecue is my hype man. Because barbecue is what you call your basic party animal. He can open bottles with his teeth, pick up quarters with his ears, and wrap his lips completely around the bottom of a quart Coke, trademark, bottle.
I dated his sister, I think.
Yeah, no kidding. Those are good skills to have, barbecue. Makes me wonder actually about your
Needs that pink hat.
But anyway, he's my hype man because who else would you want to hype up people than a guy who can open bottles with their teeth, right? Can put his lips around the bottom of a quart Coke bottle and pick up quarters with his ears. So that dude's going to be getting everybody hyped, right? Barbecue's the hype man. I got a hype man in this band. Next up, I got to have Jam Master J. I got to have a hype master. You know what I'm saying? So my hype master, DJ. Come on, y'all. What up? What up? Wicked, 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 wicked. DJ. Because simulated ground wave transmitters and ultra fast burst encoders are complicated pieces of electronic hardware. And if you're pinned down in the bush, you need a medevac or old-fashioned air support. You're just whistling in the wind if your radio's down. Now, DJ is my Mix Master J.
He was almost on my other list, but I couldn't think of anything they could do to DJ to make me want him.
Dude, I love it. Hey, from Providence, Rhode Island, this dude spent a lot of time in his loft upstairs. He had his own bonus room above the garage in his parents' house, and he had his turntable set up, ready to go. On the drums, ladies and gentlemen, how could I not have somebody in my band without the name Footloose, something, Footloose. Footloose is my drummer because his name is Footloose and he's letting loose his feet on the double bass drums, bitches. The name says it all. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Footloose is my drummer, kicking it, letting his feet loose on the double bass drums. We're going to move to bass guitar. This is an obvious choice, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to change his instrument, but I just couldn't because it's on his file card, and how could I change it? The one and only rock and roll on bass guitar in his local rock bands in Malibu.
He plays in my band too.
I'm sure he does. I knew he would. I couldn't change rock and roll's instrument because he has to lay down them funky grooves on the bass, playing all them hit songs like Everybody Wants to Rule the World from the 80s, right? Head Over Heels or Words by Missing Persons. If you don't know that song, look it up. The lead singer was fire. Terry Bozzio's wife, actually. Terry Bozzio's a badass drummer. What a word's worth when no one listens anymore. All right, anyway. So, we have our bass guitar, we have our drums, we have our hype man, we have our mix master DJ. Let's go to our keyboards and synths. Keyboards and synths coming up. Who's it going to be? Deep Six. Using them whale songs. using them whale songs, ladies and gentlemen. So if you know, it says right here, it says he has recently given up crossword puzzles and bottle cap collecting, devote his off-duty hours to recording and studying whale songs. He utilizes those whale songs in his synth keyboard playing to make some weird ass shit.
That would definitely fit in with your band.
And Mr. Magnus, I'm a huge Duran Duran fan. So if they were covering, I would definitely have them do some Duran Duran. But I thought these guys are kind of a weird, new age band, whatever.
Aren't they coming here?
Yeah. I saw them a couple times back in like 2005. They were fantastic.
I saw they were coming like here soon. Like
I'd love it, man. I'd love it. So then we're gonna get to our lead guitarist, ladies and gentlemen. You love him, you know him. He was on your list earlier, ladies and gentlemen. The sonic tones of Psych Out, because think about it, Psych Out. If you look at this right here, it says, let's see, convince his comments through similar constant repetition, his repetitive solos that get in your ear like
earworms.
So Psych Out playing those repetitive leads, crushing it, right? And he also looks like a freak. He looks like a freak, right? Subliminal messaging, and also his low frequency radio waves, right? Inducing paranoia with his lead guitar. So Psych Out is my lead guitar player in the band. He doesn't look like a lady killer until he puts them hypnotic lead guitar parts on him. And then we get to our backup singer, and with the sultry, raspy backup vocals, none other than Lady J. Yeah, she's got that voice, guys. You know you love it. You crave it. You want
Smoky.
it. She's the Sydney Sweeney of sultry, smoky voices, and she is the backup singer who can put on a wig and look like anybody she wants to. So Lady J is my backup singer. Last but not least, and you may not expect this, you may not be looking for this, you may not think that this would be my lead singer, but there's a reason why. And you're going to see why here momentarily. The lead singer of my band to go up against Cold Slither on Star Search with 5 stars, Falcon, the Green Beret.
Oh, wow.
That's right. And the reason why, not only from North Carolina, but let's see here. As we look here, he does multiple languages, which means he can sing in all kinds of different languages to reach all kinds of different countries, right?
I'm seeing David Hasselhoff in Germany.
That's right. But the main reason why is because he's like Ozzy Osbourne. He can bite the head off a snake, chug a lug, a local beverage, and yell, "Follow me!" Falcon is a snake biter if I ever saw one. He's your Ozzy Osbourne lead singing son of a bitch. That's right. Bite the head off a damn snake on stage and start all those rumors that last for decades. So Falcon is my lead singer. Crazy ass. You didn't think that either, that Miss Doubtfire looking motherfucker. But guess what? He's fronting this band and he'll steal your woman.
Never would have thought that out of Falcon, man. But that son of a bitch is a snake biter. At least that first version of him was. He was a snake biter,
right.
all right. You got that right.
Anyway, that's my band. What's the name of them?
What was it called? Yeah, what was your band called?
Oh, shit. I didn't even give them a name. I didn't even think about that.
You didn't name them? You know how long I spent trying to come up with a good name, and I still didn't, but I picked the one.
Well, they could have gone with like the Pussy Willows or maybe the Duckies out of the 80s. The Long Dong Schlongs maybe could have been one, or Long Duck Dong. Hot Walkers is one, I think. There, Menjosa. I'll take recommendations from the Peanut Gallery. Actually, I never gave them a name. I didn't even think about the name. I just thought about their roles. But while you do yours, maybe I'll come up with a name.
So I was really surprised because I thought for sure you were going to match your guys up to the MPG.
No, I didn't. I did not. That didn't even cross my mind. Although that's
Oh
a
my
good,
God, I
it's a
could
good
not
idea.
wait to see who you was going to have.
Who my
singing
Prince
for
was?
Prince.
Nope, I didn't. I looked up their file cards and I tried to find like interesting Sonic things, stuff like that, and that's what I went with. I like the Snake Biters. That's a good one.
That's
I've actually
good.
looked up online. A few people had ideas about like the Cobra Killers and there's some
Yeah.
good ones out there, but I don't know. I didn't even think of the name. I kind of like Stand at Attention.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good,
That's
Dreadnought. Yeah, man.
pretty good. So
Does he sing like Jim Neighbors? Oh, God.
Jim Neighbors was a singing motherfucker. Shit, he didn't sound nothing like Gomer Pyle when he sang.
No, he
Hey
didn't.
man, he could sing his ass off.
Ooh, oh my
All
God.
right. So
What you got?
My band is also similar to one band that is also several different bands all at one time, and my band has several members. And before I tell you what they are and who they are, I got one little thing I want to play right quick, and it is this right here.
You call this military discipline? Cross country's putting a tape deck in his havoc.
Now, don't you fret none, Beachhead. This here's fighting music.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, every time I play it, somebody wants to punch me out.
Very funny.
That's pretty good.
So I had to go and clip this, and my band is styled after a band that you might not even be super familiar with, and that is one of many bands that is fronted by this man right here. This is Shelton Hank Williams, Hank 3.
All right.
Is the grandson of Hank Williams Jr.'s son.
Right.
So he does music he plays traditional bluegrass country, and it is all depressing as fuck. Sings about everything that you don't hear in country music: drugs, cusses, not in all of it. Some of it's really traditional. I've seen him twice. He hasn't actually toured. Yeah, so Turk knows. Shelton is badass. I've seen him twice here in Nashville. He hasn't toured since 2015, I think.
Damn.
So what he does is he comes out. He has a full band, full country setup, and they play a full country set. Mix of his songs, stuff that is more traditional, and then he steps it up into drinking and drugs and violence, and this is all country music. Then his country band plays speed metal, and they do a few songs that is really, really fast. It's basically metal with country instruments. Then they take a break. Some of those guys stay. Some of the band switches out, and they come back and they play speed metal. Very, very fast, hard speed metal. Full on everything. I mean, it is loud as shit. He fronts several bands. The name of his band is Hank 3 and the Damn Band. That's his country band. He's also got his metal band is Ass Jack. He was in ADD. He's got another one, 3 Bar Ranch, Super Joint Ritual. He played with them. He's in a bunch of different bands playing a variety of different music. The dude play, yeah, there you go. Dreadnought knows. Matthew, we got both kinds, country and western. It is very, very heavy. And watching that dude, you can look up a bunch of his concert footage on YouTube. He goes from playing shit that sounds like Hank Williams, the first, Hank Sr. He sounds almost just like him. And he goes from playing like that to screaming death metal, guitar, full on everything. Plays a bunch of instruments. Yeah, he's played with Pantera. He's played with a bunch of them dudes, set in with a bunch of big bands, a lot of big people. Knows a lot of people in all music communities, all the country people, all the metal, the rap, a lot of the better country rap stuff like that. He knows those. He don't do any of that, but he's friends with a bunch of those guys, Colt Ford and a lot of guys like that, Moccasin Creek. So very versatile, but it is mainly a country band. So I stylized my band after what he does and what he plays. So the name of my band is Turning Tide. Who's gonna turn the tide? G.I. Joe. So my band, and I didn't do a screen grab, so I'm just going to run down and tell you who's in my band and what they play. So on drums, I've got Thunder. Loves loud noises, he grew up next to an artillery range. I got Thunder jamming on the drums. This band is very big. They got all kind of instruments in it. So of course on bass, I got rock and roll. Got to have rock and roll on bass. On fiddle, you got Snake Eyes. Just because I like the idea of Snake Eyes playing fiddle.
Right.
Just for no other reason than to see Snake Eyes with the cowboy hat on, sawing on a damn fiddle. So steel guitar, pretty much for the same reason. I got Dusty.
Okay.
Dusty spent a lot of time in Texas, a lot of steel guitar in Texas. So got a Dusty. On a harmonica, I got Clutch, because doesn't Clutch look like he should have a harmonica in his pocket at all time, right next to some wrenches and shit?
Yeah, of course.
So I got Clutch on harmonica. On stand-up bass from Waco, Texas, is Iceberg, jamming on a big stand-up bass, playing like Death and Wild Stallions and Bill and Ted. Let's see. On main electric guitar, I got Recondo, just because wouldn't Recondo look badass? Just
I almost
Eddie Van Halen.
I almost had Recondo in the band.
So Clutch needs a jug band. I was gonna do something similar to the Dark Andy Griffith for this. So and then let's see. So, of course, lead singer is the one person that fancies himself as a country western singer. You got to have Wild Bill fronting this band as your front man.
Yeah.
And on backup, they actually have a backup group that tours with them. And the backup group is called Animal Attraction. And the backup group is made up of Shipwreck, Polly, Timber, and they threw Freedom in just so he could swoop by the mic and go, So all of those guys playing all of those instruments, and then they flip it and turn it into country death metal.
Nice.
So that is Turning Tide.
Nice.
So
I like
that is my band. So I was trying to figure out because I just knew you were going to go with Prince and the New Power Generation for this.
No, I didn't even have one in mind. It was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to pull these guys and find funny things about them. The frequency part, the whale songs, I thought was great for somebody. Uh, and uh, and so yeah, like that was literally it. But the snake biting the head off a snake, I'm like, well, that's Ozzy Osbourne.
All
So
day.
obviously Falcon would have to be our Ozzy Osbourne of the band. Now you wouldn't think that, but if that sumbitch bites the head off a snake, then I'd say he's rock and roll worthy.
It's pretty rock and roll right there, man. Somebody throw a snake up on stage. So not to do
It's not a
Matthew.
bat.
That's our assignment. We got to do a
Clutch
picture
needs
this
a jug,
weekend.
man.
Yeah, we got to do a
Sure.
picture this weekend of Falcon biting a snake.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd pull that off. You need a
Casket
little.
of cruelty.
You need a little. You need a little bit of not Photoshop, but you know what I mean, right? You know, you just need a little bit of magic added to your picture. That's okay. You know.
God damn, that's a good idea, Menjoza.
Yeah, sure. I'm okay with that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even think about the name though. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, let me think of who would be in this thing, and then once I got them all saved, my mind went to the next thing, the five figures. So yeah, I have to come up with a name. Although I do like a couple of the names in there already. What's
I'll
in
tell
a
you-
band name?
I'll tell you one that I really was trying to find a way to work in, but I just didn't have enough time to put the research into it. I did get his buddy in there, so
Spirits of my fathers, guide my hand.
there you go, Ronnie. If you're still out there, I played a sound effect. Yeah, this was fun, man. I like doing these kind of silly topics and not being, real serious all the time. I'm glad people like to tune in and listen to this bullshit.
I'd rather do something like this 90% of the time, to be quite honest with you. And even something like this.
We're tired of words, we've heard it before. We're not gonna play the game no more. Don't tell us what's right.
Now, why would you do that to a perfectly good drum set, you son of a bitch?
Same reason they kick it over and put their foot through it. Did you see that reel I sent you on Instagram with Dave Grohl versus Animal on drums?
No, I did not see that yet. I don't think so. I've seen quite a few. I mean, Torch, you're not even doing anything. He's just lighting his torch. He's not even, you know what I mean? He didn't set an instrument on fire. Damn, Cobra Commander, you're an asshole. You know? And they're just like, fuck these instruments. And Shipwreck don't even give a damn. Like, they're just like chilling. Dude, damn. It landed
There
right
he is.
on Breaker's head.
There he
Foot
is.
loose.
Foot
Yeah.
loose. And
Yep. Look at these guys. Look, all the teens, they're loving it. Look at everybody down on their knees, just like a rock and roll
Like they're
band
a
should
cult.
be. Yeah,
Cult.
love it.
check out Sabir's comment. How about this for laughs? Entertainment Earth sent me a notice that Leatherneck and Saw Viper are shipping. They beat out all the other retailers I put in orders to for this wave. I
Well,
just ain't
that's-
trying to pay $18 to get 2 or 4 figures shipped.
Well, but I will say though is that you know, the Leatherneck part I don't have, but the Saw Vipers should be here by Friday, give or take with the snow. So that
No, because we got Jimmy Carter Day tomorrow.
All right, whatever. I mean, either way, bottom line, I that shipped out quicker for me than Entertainment Earth.
what's funny was
So whether it
ordering.
gets here faster or not, I don't know. But technically, it shipped out for me from Paul Hasbro quicker.
Ordering
Just
this
waiting
dude,
on it normally, so I don't know.
this guy got here quicker from China than it does when Pulse ships DHL.
Yeah, I get that, but would you have rather it showed up with all the regular parts and the
Yeah. So,
So I mean,
but if I'd have ordered the boxed version, I wouldn't have had that problem, and I'd have still got him faster than Pulse and
that's
DHL.
true. That's true.
Um,
That's true.
but
I'm with you.
so this is a badass
And yes,
figure,
Severe.
though.
It was Pulse actually. Yeah, Pulse shipped them out. So I got a shipping notification like several days ago, a few days ago, that they had left the building. But then I'm sure the snow is holding them up and everything. But but yeah, they did. The Saw Viper, Xandar, and Starduster, all I got have left the building a few days ago, and now
I'm
they're just in a holding
wondering,
pattern
like,
from Pulse, just from Pulse.
but wondering why they haven't sent your Starduster before now.
That was January 2nd is when I got the notification for all of those. Now, what's funny is it says arriving December 30th, but on January 2nd, I got they've left the building.
See, that was when I got the email
Stupid.
that they were getting ready to ship, or they've been delayed for the end of the year. Who knows? That was when I got that email, because I emailed you first. I was down there hooking my camper up. We're getting ready to bring my camper back.
No,
And
I'm
that email.
look, I'm most excited for Xandar. I mean, Starduster, kind of whatever. I like the idea of it. I think the cereal box, though, put together is kind of shitty. I think they could have done a better job with that, just based off of what I've seen. And then Saw Viper is probably a figure that I probably will appreciate when I get it in hand. But
sure hope I do.
But yeah, but that shipping that came January 2nd, it's like, hey, they've left the building, and I'm like, oh well, crap. And so I was actually really honestly surprised. I did not expect that to happen. I mean, here we are, it's 6 days later, and they're kind of being held up for obvious reasons. I'm a waiter, right? I've said that many times. I'm okay with waiting. When they show up, they show up. If there's one that I really, really want, I'll maybe try to go out of my way to get it. Or if there's just this crazy delay, maybe I'll turn to Amazon or something else. But for the most part, I'll wait on it. And when they send them, they send them. And so far, whatever. But yeah, yeah, right. It didn't come in a vast. That's funny,
Well,
Menjoza, that you say that. Yeah, like somehow came across the border, shipped in motor oil, wrapped up in 37 different Ziploc baggies and saran wrap.
like Gus Fring used to ship the meth and the chicken batter.
Oh my God.
Now I'm going back and trying to look now on some other sites to see if they've moved anything up.
Yeah, there's a couple that I may maybe pull the trigger on early and try to get. But
Did you ever get Night Creeper?
I didn't. No, I still don't really care for that figure, honestly.
That you talk about one is so much better in person, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I've seen him. I mean, I've looked at him and everything.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't quite do it for me. Some of those have definitely changed that I've gotten, but didn't quite do it for me as others have in that way, where I got him in hand. I still just not one that I have much connection to, and as Matthew says, he's got 4 Night Creepers. They are awesome. Yeah, I don't know why.
It's a good figure, man. It's
know why.
fun, and it's really like it's a solid figure. It's really posable.
Yeah.
Joints are all good on him.
Yeah,
it's
it
a
just
good
for
figure.
whatever reason, I don't know why, but it just didn't quite really do anything for me. Even after looking at him.
Let's see. Yeah, that's right. smash that like or Down South, and Pop Blender gonna send you free tickets for their bands.
Yeah, and you sure as hell don't want to see somebody bite the head off a snake. Although I wouldn't mind seeing Lady J singing in that, hey, raspy voice.
Hey, Flat.
Come on, Flat.
You got a cigarette?
Hey, can I have another cigarette, Flint? No, bitch. Get
Bitch, sit down.
Take them Newport 180s. Throw them shits in the river.
Get the hell out of here, bitch.
Yeah, man.
Oh, well, that's about all I got.
Yeah, look, I ain't got much else. We've been on for 3 and 13 so far. But I did want to say
that few minutes.
That's right. But I did want to say definitely thanks to everybody in the chat and hanging with us, having a steady, 17, 20 rolling most of the night here or there, man. And it's a lot more fun. I say it every time, but it's a lot more fun when there's people watching and commenting and you've got something to bounce off of, man. It really is. And so I really do appreciate everybody that's here tonight, man. It's a lot more fun that way. And obviously in a couple weeks, we'll be back. Try to come up with a couple more 2 weeks. If anybody knows what that's from, yeah, I can probably steal it.
I'll
copy it. But yeah, man. So I guess in a couple weeks we'll be back with some new topics and try to keep it light and funny, man. I prefer it that way personally. Just something to laugh about. And I don't know. I guess Friday. Just preemptively, just to say that I guess with Punk's Pit Friday, I need to try to figure out what I need to do with my stream. So for those that are interested, I'll put up a community post on YouTube and on Instagram and let everybody know what time that's going to be if you're interested in hanging out with me on a Friday. Maybe Saturday if we get a bunch of snow. I don't know. It's up in the air right now.
Yeah,
we'll see. I may or may not be going to work.
Mr. Magnus says, "Oh, come on, we got 2 more hours in." Honestly, I just took an Ambien.
Well, sadly though, I was gonna say for you have to get up early in the morning. For me, yeah. I do not have to, but for him, he definitely does, and I know what it's like if you don't get any sleep, unfortunately. But Mr. Magnus, I'm with you. Sometimes it's like, yeah, we could probably just go on bullshitting for another. If we were just bullshitting and didn't have topics and we were just shooting the shit back and forth, I don't know how many of y'all would be interested in watching that. But, yeah, we could probably do that for another hour or two if we just started hitting other topics.
I could pull these damn figures back up and go for another 2 hours, but
yeah,
right. If I didn't have
to
work tomorrow,
you got to be up early, man. You got usually a long day. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't. If we could get away with it, I could definitely. Yeah. We could do titles.
We haven't. And look, maybe next time we'll break out our funky blue light song again that we did back a few months ago. It's been a long time. We have to do that spontaneously. Can't be planned, but maybe we'll break that out next time. We'll see.
Yeah, we got to do that again.
Fun. Man. So what do you got going on? You're doing Backyard Battlefield next week with Crow, Crusty Old Crow next Wednesday, right? And then we'll be back 2 Wednesdays from tonight. You got anything else going on? Any reviews, anything like that before we get out of here?
This chick, I gotta get her open, and I guess I'll do a review on her. Why not?
Why not?
So I got her. I'm actually Crow's talked her up, so I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting this figure out, and I think it'll be funny if we do get a bunch of snow when I get her out and she's got the ghillie suit.
I got to review this guy too.
I just go put her out in the snow in the green ghillie suit.
Oh yeah, right. That'd be awesome.
Never find me, Cobra.
Yeah. No, that would be great. Yeah, I have to actually get this guy out and review him. I don't know if the light is showing well enough. This Cosmic Legions, but I definitely have to get him out and do a review. So bottom line that has to get done.
I'm very, very impressed with that figure.
Yeah, I can tell.
I really, really like that figure. That figure may have been, if I'd have opened it sooner, it may have been on my top 5 if I'd have had more time with it, because I did open it before I did them, but it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'm kind of put off by the changing the body parts around. But if
Yeah.
I'd have really played around with it and let it cool back down and mess with it, he might have been on my top 5 figures list. But so I gotta get this chick out, do a review on her. I got an
Okay.
idea for some pictures I want to try to do for
Sweet.
Instagram. Other than that, I'll be back with Crow next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
So
Let's do it. I'll be with
so-
Matthew next Tuesday on the Evening Blend. So check it out if you get a chance. Be on my channel. As usual, every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So that's all I got, man. We'll leave it with Mr. Madgus. Thank you, my friend. Great show, gentlemen. Can't wait for the next one. Thanks for making it special. Everybody in the chat, man, it's always better. Very much so.
So appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that like on the way out, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks for showing up.
2 weeks.
Weeks.
See ya.